Full Velocity TV begins now.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, strap yourselves in for the wildest thrill ride of your life. So grab a snack and sit back because we're about to throw it down.
We've got the best three-wide action door-to-door racing on the turn number 4 you'll find on iRacing, right here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network.
We are about to crown tonight's champion, and it's time to let her dig.
We're restacked and repacked up for turn number 4. Who's it gonna be?
Welcome everyone tonight to the IRacingIflag Virtual Cup Series here at Dover. Wow, my New England came out right there. You can tell I'm from Massachusetts right by there. We're here at Dover with the Cup cars. We're racing over to Harvard Yard. That's the next stop we're making. 200 laps here tonight. I'm joined in the booth by Todd Stanton. We have Jack working the controls behind the scenes. It's going to be a fantastic race here tonight, thanks to the IRacingIflag group. If you don't have your own quite yet, man, you're not racing to your max potential. You can really make something happen with the iRacingIflag. Todd, I don't know how much racing you do or if you have one, but I've got one. It's actually locked up in my apartment back in Indiana where I no longer am. So I'm eagerly awaiting for when I can get back to my digital pit box and iFlag. How about yourself?
Well, I don't have any of that. Unfortunately, I don't even have a steering wheel right now. It's actually locked in the closet. I put that up today to add more screens and more stuff to the desk for announcing here, Jeff. But before we get to racing, we're going to set things out trackside and honor this great nation with the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
We are getting gridded up now for a fantastic race coming up. On the pole is going to be Mr. Boyd Hogan, who is well known on iRacing. He's a very, very talented driver, and you can tell he was a 10th quicker than second place Larry Reed. And Alexander Pelican starts third, Zach York in fourth, Curtis Sawyer starts fifth, Daniel Quimby in sixth, Spencer Tart in seventh, Benazzi Major starts eighth, Taylor Butcher Benjamin in ninth, and Tater Bowman starts in 10th.
11th starter, the number 15 of David Wright. Cordy Jordan in the number 48, rolling off in the 12th spot. 13th will be Rick Webb aboard the number 52. Calvin Vanderheide aboard the number 27 machine, rolling off 14th. 15th will be Michael Jeans in that number 12 machine. Chad Geisman in the 22. Sorry if I slaughtered some names. 16th. Giggison, maybe? Brandon Fiola in the number 36. Brandon Andrews in the 001. Then you have Carl Dotson, and then Dylan Cavanoa in the 13. Brandon Jinks in the number 3. Oscar Jensen in that number 47 and 22nd. Third is Daniel Hollis in the 53. Ryan Strunk in the number 77, rolling off in 24th.
Carson Bowers will take the grid 25th. Justin Carey 26th. Chris Hansen 27th. Is that the Chris Hansen, like Dateline NBC? I don't know. 28th, James Love. Jordan Brockle, 29th. John Jones slated to take the grid in 30th. Michael Jeans, 31st. Daniel Hawes, 32nd. Michael O'Malley, 33rd. And Alex Link, 34th. It looks like 30th through 34th did not take the grid, unfortunately. So we will have 29 cars rolling off here. The last of which is Jordan Brockle. He's going to have to work his way up through the field. We'll see what he's able to do, but Boyd Hogan there at the front, he's a strong contender no matter where he goes, from the Legends Oval at Charlotte to Talladega Superspeedway. I've seen him win in many places. So Dover, we'll see if he's able to take on the concrete over the asphalt.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Like I told everybody Friday night, I've made a couple of trips down to Dover, Delaware, and I've never seen so many gambling casinos all the way around Delaware. It being a very, very small state. I only stayed in a hotel, like I said, actually a campground, right off of what we call Harrington, Delaware, right down the road from Dover. And it was a fantastic facility to go watch and everything there. Everybody was great. And this, I tell you, the concrete way different than the asphalt, watching these guys drive around as we get ready to go and set these guys loose off of turn number 4.
Coming to the green flag now, Boyd Hogan spins the tires a little bit. That is a known problem here at Dover. It's very easy to spin those tires, but he manages to hold on to it. Larry Reed slides down the track into second. Alexander Pelican rolls into third. Actually, he's back to fourth, excuse me there. That's Zach York in third. They're 3 wide for fifth. Who's going to give? It's going to be the 9 car. Daniel Quimby decides to check up a little bit. Opens the door for Curtis Sawyer on the bottom. He's got the advantage. He's running down Zach York at the moment. But that 4 car, Alexander Pelican, is now slid back to fifth, trying to gain some ground here on the leaders. But Boyd Hogan putting down a blistering pace already. Larry Reed about a car length behind.
Yeah, Larry Reed in that number 32. To boot, I tell you, an orange car, my favorite color is orange, of course. And 32 is the number of my choice that I've always raced, whether it's online racing or real racing. That 32 of Larry Reed might be one of my favorites here, but I tell you, that number 2 of Boyd Hogan, definitely fast here. Last time by faster than the whole field, 21.643. Not much faster than the second place running, but Boyd, like you said, Jeff, knows his way around these tracks.
He absolutely does, and we've seen here the trend over the past couple days in the IRacingIflag series. They run the Xfinity cars, they run all different series as well. They've been very, very limited on the number of cautions. I believe it was less than 5 per race, so we'll see if that trend continues here. So far, so good. 4 laps in. That's what, 2% of the way through the event already. Boyd Hogan leading the way, but a caution comes out. It's the commentator's curse. Oh, no. Tom Dreiling was involved there. He's currently stopped on track. Looks like just coming off the corner, a little bit loose, and slid it around, got into the 27, locked down the brakes. No harm, no foul, not too much damage on any cars.
Tom Dreiling definitely going around, not in the number 42 machine. Nice looking 42 machine out there for Tom. Definitely tough for him. And I remember a guy named Tom Dreiling back in NASCAR 2003 days. I think I raced with him over to the old Sim 500.com, Sim 500 Racing League, I should say. I think I recognize that name. It could be another Tom Dreiling. I recognize some of these names, and I go, "Is this who it is?" And they're like, "I don't know who you are. You scare me." So, yeah.
Get away from me, you creep.
All sorted out now, though. Taking a look at Boyd Hogan, his I rating is 5,730. That's a phenomenal number. In his career on iRacing, 1,233 starts, 311 wins. That's just over 25%. Of all the races he's entered, he's won. He's led more than a quarter of the laps, and he finishes in the top 5 58.63% of the time. Absolutely phenomenal numbers for Boyd Hogan. We know he's talented. He's proven he's quick. He's got an impeccable safety rating of a 499 A-class. Does it get any better than that? He's out here leading the field, and we see why.
Yeah, that's a pretty good. That's pretty good stacked stats there. With like you said, his I rating right now 530 or 5730. That number 2 machine. Just looking at his I rating through this, and I tell you that spells trouble for the rest of the field there, Jeff. Especially with a high I rating like that. That means he's had a lot of laps, a lot of practice. 311 wins. That's no easy task, especially in open servers. When you're out there racing some of the guys that you have to race as you come up through the ranks, and even the guys that you don't have to race. They have the lower I rating that brings stuff down. That means trouble for a lot of these guys out there. But it looks like he does have the highest I rating too in the server right now.
That doesn't surprise me at all. His also a few of his favorite tracks: Bristol, Lucas Oil, Martinsville, Five Flags, Milwaukee. You notice a trend among those? They are all a mile and under. And if you take a look at Dover, 1 mile on the dot. So this is right in his wheelhouse. This is where he likes to be.
Yeah, that butt kicker number 2. We'll see what he's going to be able to do here with that number 2 machine. Obviously, early on in the going, he's led everything so far. So we'll see if he's going to be able to keep it at bay. Long green flag run might be the deciding factor for these guys too. But again, like you said, what was it, 58% top 5s for that number 2 machine?
Yeah, 58.63. That's over his career. In 2020 alone, 61% top 5, 32% win ratio. Absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, that's way better than what I even have. I don't even want to venture to see what my stats are because I haven't kept track of them very much. Haven't won that much on asphalt. It does say that I won on asphalt there, Jeff, but those were dirt when it first came out. I think I have 2 asphalt wins ever.
I've raced a lot of modified, some super late models, but yeah, these stats, I am nowhere near them. I think I have about 6% win ratio, and I thought that was pretty good, so I don't know. I guess not.
Now you got me curious.
Oh, now you're going to dig into my stats, huh? Well, it's under my full name, Jeffrey, so keep an eye there. That's where you're going to find me, not under Jeff.
Jeffrey. That's all right. I kind of like that rather than Jeff, I guess, right?
I don't know.
Makes you faster.
The longer name does make you faster. That's a bold theory. Another bold strategy here is Boyd Hogan. He decides as the leader to take the top line here at Dover. So looking for a little bit of speed up there. I think now that he controls the restart, you have to be careful of wheel spin. It's only been 8 laps. It's only lap 8 right now, but you do have to be careful of that wheel spin. It can easily come back and bite you.
Yeah, we'll see if he's going to have that wheel spin, and it's going to be rather interesting to see what the 32 can do on the bottom. And he can't get on the gas rather quick either, Larry Reed in that 32 machine, because that will also cause that wheel spin. Got to remember the tires did get a little bit of heat into them, and then they cooled right back down. So we're getting ready to go racing here, and it's going to be here on the front straightaway in just a few seconds. Is green flag going to come out? The iRacingIflag green flag, and that 2 of Boyd Hogan. I tell you what, he didn't spin the tires. He had all kinds of cracks off that one.
Well, he managed to get ahead of Larry Reed by half a second right off the bat, and he's going off into his own zip code at the moment. He is just cruising here. Larry Reed not too far behind, about 10 car lengths back. Zach York behind, Manazzi Major in 4th, that 37 machine. Now David Wright, though, is feeling a little bit of pressure here from Alexander Pelican. Alexander looks low, thinks better of it now. He's going to be right behind. That's a battle for 5th place, excuse me. Heating up a little bit. That's our closest battle on track.
Yeah, closest right now, like you said, Alexander Pelican and David right there in the number 15 machine, the 37, just ahead of them. Muncie Major in that number 37 machine, about 4 car lengths ahead of them. Now it's shrinking to probably about 3 car lengths. He gets a whale of a run off the corner there, though, as he comes down into the turn. So we'll see if that number 15 is going to be able to reel in the 37 here as he is now closing that gap. He gets a whale of a run off the corner. Here he comes down the back straight of the 15, down to the inside. David Wright, right side by side. That's a good battle for the 4th spot.
They're side by side, like you mentioned. That opened the door for the 4, and he slides up into the wreck. Oh, big wreck on the front stretch. That was big wreck right there. It's very easy to do here. That involved the 4 car of Alexander Pelican going up into the 37.
Yeah, Pelican not getting a ton of damage, though, as it looked like he kind of got, if you want to call it easy, he kind of got it out easy there. Number 4 machine kind of slid it. He just barely slid. Yeah, barely brushed the wall down to the inside. 37 went for his spin cycle, though. Around and around he went, and I believe, yeah, he caught the inside wall pretty hard there. The front end pretty messed up on that machine.
I believe the 4 car just caught the apron there coming off turn 4. The tiniest touch, it gets the car all out of shape. Then when he was going up the track, the 37 wasn't as high as the 4 was expecting. A little bit of contact to the left rear sends them both around. A lot of damage to that 37 car. Hits the nose hard on the wall. That could end his night.
Yeah, definitely ended the night. Just looking at stats here, Jeff. I was looking at stats here before. I didn't get yours to come up. I can't get them to come up. I'm going to try, but just to compare stats, guys, just to show you how serious this Hogan is, I brought my stats up. A really sucky driver that I am. I have only 222 starts, 23 wins, 107 top 5s, 34 poles. Average start 6th, average finish 6th, and that translates to a 10.35% win percentage and a 48.20 top 5 percentage. So you could just see that how the win percentage is wicked lower than that number 2 machine. He has probably, I don't know, 10 times the amount of races I have.
Well, now I feel pretty bad. I have 1,749 starts, 110 wins, which comes out to a win percentage of 6.28. I have a 35.9 top 5 percentage, although I do have 69 poles. So, and I hope I never come in first in qualifying ever again.
I only have 34 poles. So, again, but my my other rate is not very good. I'm a Class B, 2.49. I was an A at one point, Jeff, but I tell you, getting into those open servers, people smack you around. They like to wreck you. You get all kinds of frustrated, and then you end up with a bunch of incident points. My average incident points for oval 3.45, which is huge. That's a big amount.
You don't even want me to go look at mine.
Yeah, we're not digging into those stats right there. My goodness. But if you want to take a look though over at the thing I'm most proud of, the Tour Modifieds are the car I drive the most. I'm ranked 14th overall last I checked. So I know how to drive one car really good, and that's about it.
I'll have to try it one of these times so I can come wreck you.
There you go. And you know what? You and everyone else, it feels like some days.
I tell you, some of the guys out in the chat box, thank you everybody for tuning in. David William Land says he's sitting here at 45% win ratio this year, mostly in a open setup wins. Josh out there saying this is so much better than watching inmates. So Josh tuned in last night. Got to watch his brother win this tonight. He's out here watching this race instead of inmates. So much better, he says. That's
good. Yeah, that is good to hear that we are not televising inmates anymore. We have decided that was not quite the path we want to go down. Jailbirds are not how we want to represent ourselves. So instead, we have decided to move over to race cars here at the Full Velocity Racing Network. Now the name makes a whole lot more sense.
Definitely up to 137 viewers right now. Thank you everyone for tuning in here to the Full Velocity Racing Network over here on Facebook. Let us know where you're all from. We'll get you out here. We'll do our best. We like to communicate with our chat box. I know Jeff out there watching YouTube and watching Facebook. I can only watch Facebook right now because I have so many things going on in the background for some reason. I don't understand why. I have everything all over the place here on all my monitors. At least I'm not doing Jack's job tonight. That would be one more thing on top of it. But thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Theodore McDowell out there, too. Thank you always for providing such great coverage or great content and coverage. Thank you, Theodore, for the great comments there. We try our best. We definitely do.
We certainly do give our best. And someone showing us, though, how the best do it is Boyd Hogan right now. He's going to take this restart up on the outside, Again, has to be careful of wheel spin, but he's got a pretty good idea of what he's doing now. We are on lap 16. We're 8% of the way through this race so far, the engineering side of me coming out. We're going down the backstretch. The pace car's about to tuck in, and taking this restart from the outside is Boyd Hogan. He's hoping for some green flag laps here because he's proven he's quick when they are going green for about 5 or 10 laps at a time. Let's see if that holds true for a 30, 40, or 50 lap run where we see some pit stops.
Yeah, we're going to have to see what's going to happen because even last night, we got green flag pit stops there with the National Pizza Series there, the Great National Pizza Series going on last night. We got to see green flag, rapid fire, Pizza Series. Those guys were putting on a whale of a show last night. We got green flag pit stops. That actually changed the whole outlook of the race. The IRacingIflag green flag is out. Boyd Hogan right through that loud pedal rather quickly. The guys down off into turn number 1, number 12 now of Curtis Sawyer running in the second spot. Then Larry Reed will drop back a position, and then number 32 starting on the bottom.
We saw how quick the 32 was once he got rolling. It seems like the outside here is being strong tonight on the restarts. Boyd Hogan showing the way. Curtis Sawyer not too far behind. That last lap at 22.569 for the 2 car, a 22.560 for Curtis Sawyer. So 9,000ths of a second quicker. It's not quite quick enough, though, as now coming to this flag, yellow flag is out. Do you believe English is my first language, man?
Man, it's hard to tell sometimes. Sometimes I think I can actually do Spanish better at some points. I took a lot of that in school. But looks like yellow flag coming out for the contact between the 51 and the 3 machine. Carson Powers around pretty hard there. A lot of damage to the front end and then the rear end of the number 51 machine. Another silver car out there. Number 3 doing a little bit of, I don't know, he was running up on the top shelf of the speedway. He just turned down just a little bit because he didn't want to hit that wall. Got into the side of that 51, sent him through the spin cycle down the back straightaway.
That 51, around and around and around he goes. He's lost his back bumper, but overall he could still be all right. I mean, that's some optional damage to repair. Looks like he's going to come down pit road, get some tires, get that back end fixed up. Boyd Hogan, though, still up at the front, still looking strong. Curtis Sawyer now has moved up to second. That'll put Larry Reed to third, who's come down pit road now, along with Zach York. I guess they are seeing how well they can do on new tires. They're going to get 4 of those.
Yeah, was watching the 32 of Larry Reed and York, Zach York coming down here to their 8 of their pit crew, see what the 32 and the 19 do. Willing to bet they're giving up that track position. They have to get 4 tires on those machines. Going to keep an eye on them. I'm in the 32 pit right now watching them as the 19 did not quite pull up where he needed to be. So he's going to be out of the pits a little bit later as the 32. Yep, 4 tires to call there for that number 32 machine of Larry Reed, and also 4 tires for the number 19 of York, Zach York. Oh, yeah. 32 pulling away there. Rex coming out of the pits. Just kind of gets a little bit sideways there, a little bit of an instant replay there as he just stepped on the throttle on cold tires. Never good. Thankfully, Ghost Car's coming out of pit road. He didn't make contact with the other car there.
Oh, man, that was very close. The other car went right through him. Yeah, Dover is well known for having a very slick pit exit. It's also known for having a very, very difficult pit road. When you're going down there, you'd think it'd be about 45, 55 miles an hour. No, that's not the case. You cruise down there at 35 miles an hour. It is agonizingly slow. It's very easy because when you're sitting in the car and driving down, you think, okay, I need to be going about 45 right now. And you look down at you look up at the speed gauge up at the top of your screen on iRacing and you go, oh, I'm 20 miles an hour too fast. That's great.
And that's never a good thing if you're going too fast down pit road. The lights are still on the top of the iRacing.com pace car, the Ford Mustang pace car out there. Used to seeing the truck here on the dirt side of things, so I have to get accustomed to the iRacing.com Ford Mustang pace car out there. That's Boyd Hogan and Curtis Sawyer, Spencer Chart, chatting that number 22 machine running in 4th. I like the look of that car, the number 22. David Wright running in that 5th spot. 6th is Cody Jordan in that number 48, and Carl Dotson aboard the number 14 running 7th. Daniel Quigley in the number 9 machine running in that 8th. Alexander Pelican back up there in the 9th spot, and Larry Reed after pit stops. So everybody else went down pit road. He's going to come out 10th. He's going to shake out of that 10th position. So we'll see what he's going to be able to do there with new tires. 19 laps on these other guys in front of him. see how much faster he is here at Dover.
Absolutely, and if you come out of pit road in 10th place and now with 4 fresh tires, I think that was the smart call to make. That's not a lot of loss in track position. You know you're quick. You know you can work your way back up through the field. You're restarting on the outside. Yeah, that was a good call there for Larry Reed. Let's see what he can do here on this restart.
Definitely think it's a win. It's a win either way when you got new tires, especially if you can warm them back up. They're going to be extra sticky for a little bit at least. With that number 2 machine, he's been through a couple of cycles there as he's down on the top side of the speedway. The number 12 running second, that's Curtis Schroyer in that number 12 machine. I'm almost wondering if those guys part of the same team there, because we have Penske and we have all these different teams lined up here in the IRacingIflag Cup Series. I didn't get a chance to check out the Discord here tonight like I did with everything last night, but trying to get accustomed to the teams here. Going to be covering this series for the next couple of weeks and maybe even longer if we decide to have the pause in New York a little bit more, because real racing still at a standstill here in upstate New York, and I don't think you're going to see that open until the whole state opens up. But we're going to see what's going to happen here on this restart. See if Boyd going to be able to hold off here again, not spin the tires, and just take off like he has been.
You would be correct, Todd. They are teammates.
They are teammates out here in this series. They go by the actual NASCAR teams, the last that I heard at least. Boyd Hogan with a great jump out there. A good run so far for Team Penske. Boyd Hogan out in front. Curtis Sawyer, that 12 machine, in second. Spencer Tart for Stuart Haas slips into third, with Chad Gunnigsman sliding into fourth right now. The Penske team, 3 of the top 4, with Spencer Tart right there in the mix, trying to run down these leaders, but it's going to be tough to do. Caution is out.
Caution's out, and the funny part about you were talking about Team Penske, they have some of the highest I ratings in here. So as we're looking, it looks like James Love in the number 88 machine going through the spin cycle. Not sure if that was caused by him just coming down. Yeah, the tail end just ran out all by his selfie, and Phil is not here to bring out that selfie stick. I'm not going to bring out the selfie stick because I can't pull that one off. But the number 88 machine of James Love showing the wall some love here tonight on the back straightaway.
I don't see Phil at all around. I don't know if we're gonna have to call him in for this. I don't see him anywhere, unfortunately. Unfortunate, Phil Lacasse is not here to give us the selfie stick. Darn.
Yeah, no, we love the selfie stick. Love it. IRacingIflag Jeff has been checking that out. He's been trying to do his own right there. We'll see if sometime we can get him to do that selfie stick.
Actually, kind of need Phil for that.
Yeah, but I've heard you say it a couple different times.
Hey!
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 There we go. It'll work. Right now, though, we are under caution once again. 24 laps into this event, 12% of the way through. 25 laps in, darn it, 12.5% of the way through this race. 1/8 of the way there, lap 25 up 200 here tonight. We were expecting a little bit more green flag racing. They're just shaking it out right now, getting used to this track. Very difficult car and track combination, though. It's very slick here, very easy to spin out. Tire spin is a big issue, but right now Boyd Hogan is showing these boys how it's done. Curtis Sawyer sitting in second, Spencer Tart in third, Chad Gunnigsman in fourth, David Wright in fifth, Cody Jordan in sixth, Daniel Quimby in seventh, Alexander Pelican in eighth, Tim Williams ninth, and Zach York rounding out your top 10 here tonight.
Yeah, pretty solid top 10. Just looking at some of the I ratings and trying to keep up the post of that. But it's a solid top 10. We'll see what's going to happen here. Like I said, under 5 cautions is their average here, so that's pretty darn good, especially at this racetrack. We'll see if they're going to be able to keep that under the average here, and we'll see some green flag running. Like we said last night, the Rapid Fire Pizza National Series definitely had a lot less yellows to start with. They had some, obviously, but they had a long green flag run, Jeff. And I'm really interesting to see what's going to happen with these Cup cars if they get on that long green run.
They absolutely are. These cars change quite a lot. Tire wear is a big thing. Although someone that came down and took tires, where's that 32 car? Man, Larry Reed is all the way back to 21st. Looks like he's got some rear end damage. What happened to him? I'm going to take a look back and try and find out, but yeah, he was back down pit road, but he's got some rear end damage. Looks like he might have gotten hit there under the last green flag.
Oh, that's tough there for Larry Reed. That's some of the things that happen there. When you take those tires, you also take the chance to put yourself in the middle of the pack where he was up in the top 3 in that number 32 machine. So you put yourself back into harm's way, and sometimes it does not go in your favor. The 32, like you said, Larry Reed, all the way back to that 20th position. There, we'll see if he's going to be able to make his way back up through. Probably had to go back down and get some more tires after the damage to that 32 machine.
Yeah, what happened is under caution, the 48 machine just checked up, just brake checked the guy behind, teammate in the 9 car. That checked him up. The 32 got into the back of the 9, and the 52, kind of asleep at the wheel, Rick Webb slams into the back of the 32. That was under caution back on lap 22. So I guess we missed that because we're not really looking for incidents when we're under caution.
No, we're not. Today we had one under caution, so that keeps continuing on with a trend there, Jeff. We had one at Talladega where a guy ran up into the wall there, actually on a green-white checkered start. Get ready to go to the green flag, and the guy just lost control under yellow flag, so that brought back out the yellow flag. So that's the second time we've seen an incident here on a yellow flag tonight.
Isn't that strange?
Today.
Something about the month of May, I guess, is causing these guys to not be able to drive under caution. I don't know. But coming back to the green flag, Boyd Hogan still leads the way. 27 laps into this, lap 28 at the green flag. Pace car is getting ready to tuck into pit road. The 12 car to his inside and a teammate right behind him. That's Chad Gunningsman. Boyd Hogan, though, leads the way, gets going on the start. He's waiting. There he goes, makes the jump, no wheel spin for him. Team Penske is lined up now, 1, 2, 3. If that 22 car can get clear, we're back under green, and the 22's got the 10 to his inside. They're side by side for third.
Yeah, Spencer Tart trying to do everything he can to try to keep that spot. Nice looking car, the number 10 machine. All that red chrome looks fantastic out there. Running now in the 4th spot. So Team Penske 1, 2, 3 here on lap 28 of 200. Coming up on lap 29 at the Dover International Speedway IRacingIflag Cup Series. Man, on the Full Velocity Racing Network, your source for Sport Racing, and it's Boyd Hogan pulling away.
He's doing a fantastic job here so far. Team Penske now 1, 2, and 3 all lined up. We'll have to see how tire wear impacts these guys over the long run, assuming we stay green here. But let's talk about that 22 car, Chad Gunningsman. In 29 laps, a lot of those under yellow, he's managed to gain 12 spots. He went from 15th all the way up to 3rd now. Someone else that moved quite a bit, Tim Williams, 23rd to 7th. A lot of drivers moving up. Ryan Strunk, 22nd to 12th. Everyone's making passes here, it looks like. So a gain of 12 spots in 30 laps, that's a good night.
Yeah, definitely. As you were talking about that number 77 of Ryan Strunk there, now battling it out there with Larry Reed. Reed now dives to the inside. Reed going to take over the 13th spot. So he started 20th on that restart, and Larry Reed starting to pick his way up through the field there. And car number 32, even with the rear bumper missing on that machine, he's coming like a bat out of hell.
He is moving awfully quickly right now, though. The top 3 are pulling away. Curtis Sawyer, 0.621 behind leader Boyd Hogan, doing everything he can to catch up. But right now, it's a bit early in the race. You got to just cruise around here, make it work, and survive for 200 laps.
That's definitely the war of attrition, too, at Dover. A lot of things happen here. We're on lap 32 of 200. Just trying to look through the field here to see some different battles going on. The number 19 machine of Zach York now completes the pass, moves up into the 7th spot there, right there behind Tim Williams in that number 18 machine. The number 9 of Daniel Quigley right there too in that number 9 machine, trying to get back by the 19 as the 19 was able to get by him. So we'll see what's going to happen. Those guys pretty tight together as the leader's starting to pull away. A lot of gaps between 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
Absolutely right there. And 3/10 behind the 22 car is Spencer Tart, trying to make something happen here, but just really not enough to get up there, it seems. He's struggling a little bit. There's a battle right now for 5th. The 15 car, David Wright, is holding off Tim Williams in the 18, Zach York in the 19, and Daniel Quimby just sitting back and watching here. He's sitting back in 8th place, but the 15 feeling plenty of fire from Tim Williams, trying to get around here.
Yeah, Tim Williams doing whatever he can. Here comes that number 19 down to the inside of Tim Williams. Zach York now washing up here. I thought he was going to wash up the track there. Good side-by-side battle there for that 6th spot. Yeah, he almost washed up that track. and got into the side of that number 18 machine there, Jeff. David William Lamb out there saying Team Penske is all Team Legacy members. So not sure. Oh, contact 18 of Tim Williams.
He keeps
it
going,
Tim
though.
Williams, he kept it going. Fantastic save.
Well, not too much of a save right there. The whole left side of that car is pancaked in, but a great job not letting it get back on track. The 18 ducks it right down to pit road. That gives the spot to David Wright. He's up to 5th, and Zach York now putting the pressure on David Wright, trying to finish the job. He looks low. David Wright isn't going to throw the chop block. He's going to give him the spot. It's not worth it here. Just save your tires and cruise around here in the top 10. It's not a bad place to be. 38 laps complete.
Yeah, especially this early in the going, like you're talking about. David Wright just going to let him have the position there in car number 15. So 19 is Zach York. See if he can track down maybe Team Penske. Is Spencer Tartan, that number 10 machine, was able to get around the other Team Penske 22 machine back to the second spot. So it is Boyd Hogan, Curtis Sawyer, and Spencer Tartan, your top three. And Spencer's starting to track down Curtis Sawyer, too, in that number 30 machine. Or number 12 machine, excuse me.
He certainly is. Let's take a ride on board with the 10 machine here, running down Curtis Sawyer. That's a great pass that he made over the 22 car that slips him into 3rd. Going to work now on the 12 car, trying to find his way up to him. We're not on board with him, sorry about that. But let's watch along as he tries to gain on that 12 car. Oh, we are on board. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place. I have 2 live streams going, and the Facebook is a little bit behind the YouTube. So I looked at the Facebook one and said, oh, no, we're not on board, after our producer said we're going on board. And then I look over to YouTube, and we are on board. So my bad on that, folks. Let me refresh the page.
Watching that number 12 machine right now. Like Curtis Sawyer, Spencer Tart sitting in that 3rd spot. So when we're on board with Sheffield Graphics on board, thank you to Sheffield Graphics for being our official onboard sponsor here at the Full Velocity Racing Network. Coming aboard for that. And again, IRacingIflag.com. The official sponsor here, not only of this series, but of Full Velocity Racing Network. Jeff Brown does a fantastic job. And if you really don't have one of them iFlags, you got to get one, because if you don't, I'm going to tell you what, you're not going to finish as well as you thought you were going to when you first get this game. I know there's a lot of people out there who've been watching. You got to make sure that you get one of those iFlags. The yellow flag going to come out, you would see the yellow blinking, because that's going to step up your game. Even the pit box, those both going to step up your game, and that's going to put you in the victory lane, folks.
You are absolutely right, and we're looking right now for someone who's probably wishing they had one. I think it was Calvin Vanderhyde. Looks like he's dropping through the 27 machine. Right there, I bet he wishes he had a digital pit box and an iRacingIflag. Maybe he would have finished a little bit better here, as he gets the whole front end of that car knocked out, tows it back to the garage. That's going to be a night for him, as he just got into the wall off turn 2. And man, a lot of damage. The 20 car involved as well, catching the front end of that 27.
Got Chris Hansen and that number 20 machine, the Reese's number 20 machine. I think that's what it says on there. Looking at that, man, he piled into him. It looked like huge contact there. I thought there was going to be more damage to the front of that 20, though.
Thankfully not for that 20 car. Looks like he'll be able to continue. Somebody, though, up out front, probably going to come down pit road here, is going to be Boyd Hogan, as he definitely will. 45 laps into this race now. It's time to get some fresh tires if you haven't come down already. Even if you have already made a stop, doesn't hurt to come down for a second one. They are here on pit road.
Yeah, all of them down here on pit road. The 2 of Boyd Hogan, Curtis Sawyer, those guys coming down to get fresh Goodyear Eagles on their machines as they come down to the aid of their pit crew. I believe that's going to be 4 Goodyear Eagles on those machines. I don't think you're going to see anybody gamble this early on in the going here. Maybe 2 tires to call, maybe a little bit later for some of the guys that may be towards the back or the middle portion of the pack. As the right side's going on, that number 2 machine of a Boyd Hogan. Now going over to the left side going up into the air. 4 tires they call. Sunoco Racing Fuel in that number 2 machine. As Boyd Hogan gonna beat, I think,
come out second.
Rick Webb. I think Webb may have gambled there. We'll see. I'm gonna take a look at Rick Webb to see if he did gamble here on pit road. He comes down to there.
He missed his box.
He missed his box.
Yeah.
So yeah, I venture to say that Rick will probably come back down on the pit road.
Yeah, more than likely. And is that your dog behind you as well, excited for this racing action and wanting to get in on it?
Yeah, the dog is really excited right now. I don't know why it's so excited. There's a couple of them back here. They are sitting next to me, thinking it's real fun.
Well, at least they are enjoying the racing as well, just like everyone out there in our chats, everyone watching along, all 134 of you over on Facebook, the 14 of you over on YouTube, and the however many more over on Twitch. Thank you all for tuning in to the IRacingIflag event here tonight at Dover. 200 laps is the given distance. We're 45, 46 now laps into it. That's what, 23% of the way through this race. We'll see how clean we can keep it here, see if we see some green flag pit stops. Fuel window, I believe, is 50 to 60 laps or so. Let's see what they're able to do, but tires are the limiting factor here. They wear out on you awful quickly if you if you abuse them too much.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see as we're getting ready to be, like you said, about a quarter of the way through here on lap 50. We'll be a quarter of the way through here this race, and we'll see what the tire is going to do. I'm not sure tire wear wise. I know it goes rather quickly here. We'll see what these Cup cars are going to do, especially Dover. It really eats the tires. Seems like asphalt eats the tires a little bit less than concrete. That seems kind of weird because asphalt, I always thought ate the tires quicker. But if you go to Dover and you watch what happens to the cars, it gets slickery real quick, and you just watch the cars and watch the transition on the concrete. I've been to both types of races with the Cup cars, and it just seems like for some reason concrete more abrasive. Doesn't seem right, but it works that way.
It's funny how the world works sometimes. One of the ancient mysteries of the world. Why do tires wear more here on the concrete versus the asphalt? The
Maybe
world may never know.
Maybe it's just Dover. Maybe
It's
that's why they call it the monster.
Right, you know, and he's hungry and eats tires. That's the predominant theory.
Sticky stuff like sap, something. Who knows? Duct tape. Duct tape numbers. Yeah, we don't see any of that tonight there, Jack, like we do in the dirt side of things where the stickiness jumps out and grabs walls and pulls you in. No, none of that here. We got actually professionally painted cars out here tonight.
And they look awfully fantastic right now, matching the real world counterparts. You see Team Penske pretty good, sitting 1 and 2. The Curtis Sawyer machine, the number 12 car, sitting to the inside of Boyd Hogan on the outside, trying to make something happen. But right now, he's probably going to end up slipping in right behind his teammate, Curtis Sawyer is, because Boyd Hogan has been awfully fast. Got to be careful of the tire spin here, even on brand new tires. Coming to the green flag, Boyd Hogan decides to wait and wait and wait, and now he goes. Doesn't spin the tires, nobody does. The 12 machine of Curtis Sawyer slips into second. It's a battle side by side for third. The 15 gets into the wall, manages to hold on to it, but he checks up below. The 14 is very wiggly back there. Carl Dodson trying to hold on to it, but everyone makes it work. Great work all around.
Yeah, Carl Dodson able to hang on to it there in that number 14 machine. And I often wonder, you look at that restart, how Boyd Hogan was able just to outfox that. I mean, it was a great restart. It looked like he had tons of traction, almost like a traction control device, what they would say. But number 12, I wonder if the gearing is different in those two machines. The way that they took off there. The number 2 seems to be a little bit different geared than that number 12 machine. I guess that's some of the answers that are unknown. They probably wouldn't share that kind of information with us. But number 10 running in that third spot, Spencer Tart. Tart is all over the rear bumper of the number 12 of Curtis Sawyer.
Just a car length back, the 10 car is. He's right there to make a move as soon as the door opens, and he's looking there. He's probably going to think better of it. Maybe not. He looks low. He's not going to be able to get a run. That's going to open the door for the 19 to get a little bit closer. We'll see if he tries to take advantage now. The key to making passes here at Dover, the 19 goes low. The key to making passes here at Dover is timing your move. You don't want to get over anxious, but don't look too far back. Worked his way back up to 5th now with that rear end damage. Larry Reed is looking awfully quick. He's back up in the top 5.
Yeah, Larry Reed amongst the top 5 had the fastest lap time, 21.722. Nobody even in the 7-second bracket there last time by. Now it's a 21.844. But these indeed quite a bit faster here as these second, third, fourth, and fifth guys right tight together. Boyd Hogan really pulling away. But those guys pretty tight knit together. You can watch these guys battle out, throw a blanket over them, whatever you want to call it there. They're coming off of turn number 4, and they're just so tight together. One of these guys make a mistake, you could lose a couple of spots, maybe 3 spots there if the 32 gets away over uneven.
You're absolutely right. A mistake here can either mean losing a few spots or it can mean ending your race or other people's races as well. They're racing right now closer than most people park. That 10 car right up on that back bumper of the 12 and the 19 looking to take advantage of any mistake that occurs. Same thing with the 32. Waiting and waiting until he can see something happen and take advantage of it. It's all about timing your move here. But like I said, they're racing closer than most people park.
Yeah, and it could end your night, like you said. Is that number 10 machine just really a little bit faster, quite a bit faster than Curtis Sawyer that's directly in front of him. But it's one thing to catch a guy, it's another thing to pass him. And he's really got to work over that number 12 machine because he's definitely running the same line as that number 10 of Spencer Tart. Just maybe a tick off that line is that number 12 machine, but the 10 just that much faster. And how patient can that 10 be here? You got to be patient. It's lap 55 at 200. You don't want to tear up the car or anybody else's equipment, but man, you know, in a racer's head, you want to get around that car as fast as you can, maybe to track down and see what you have for Boyd Hogan.
Boyd Hogan is pulling away as the 10 car now gets to the inside of the 12. He's got the room. Let's see if he's going to be able to make the pass coming off turn 4. Looks like he will. That 12 car is just struggling on that top line. There's no speed up there at Dover. Opens the door for Zach York on the inside to get in. He slides down to the bottom, and he's around. Opens the door for Larry Reed now to make a move. Looking to get clear. He's clear off of turn 2. Moved Curtis Sawyer all the way back now to 5th. He was running in 2nd just a lap ago. Spencer Tart, a 22-163. Boyd Hogan, a 22-173. Certainly pacing himself. He knows he doesn't have to put the pedal to the metal quite yet. A 21.991, a 22.005 for the 10 car. So Boyd Hogan a little bit quicker, and he doesn't even need to push it out there.
No, he definitely doesn't. And you were watching, like you said, Curtis Sawyer in that number 12 machine. He dropped back 3 spots. We were just talking about that. You make a mistake, and you're going to be freight trained to the bottom side. And that's what happened to Paul and Curtis Sawyer in that number 12 machine. So these guys, Spencer Tart last time by, still a little bit slower. And then the number 2 of Boyd Hogan, but a little bit faster is Zach York in that number 19 machine. He dives down to the bottom.
Right there to the inside, Larry Reed looking to take advantage now. He needs a little bit more time to get to the inside. He's kind of sort of there, but not enough. A good run there off the corner for Spencer Tart. Closes the door on Larry Reed and doesn't give him a run. Larry Reed getting a little impatient. Now his back bumper is right there. Let's see if he can get to it. He doesn't. Now Larry Reed still sitting in 4th place. Curtis Sawyer falling off the pace quite a bit. 3.1 off our leader. Zach York is still falling back, though, from Boyd Hogan. Over 2 seconds now is Hogan's lead, expanding by about half a tenth a lap.
Yeah, and like you said, 2.066 Boyd Hogan's lead over Zach York in the number 19 machine to see if Zach, with the clean track, going to be able to track him back down. Spencer Tart running in that 3rd spot. 4th is Larry Reed in that number 32 machine. They have really pulled away from the number 12 of Curtis Sawyer. He's back there with his Penske teammate, the number 22 machine, just working over here. It looks like those guys pretty much in similar lap times. And Taylor Bowman in that number 54 machine. We're all over the 22. The GRX number 54 now of Taylor Bowman going to pull into that 6th spot.
Battle back there for 6th. The 22 is currently sitting there. Taylor Bowman is now sitting up there in 6th. Behind him is the 22. Carl Dotson a little bit further back. That was our biggest battle so far. They've worked their way up, though. They were 15th and 18th, respectively, at the start. The 22 and the 14 were. They are trying to make their way up through the field. David Wright has sort of fallen back to 9th. He was up in the top 5 for a little while. Alexander Pelican started in 3rd, and he's fallen all the way back to 13th now. That 4 car is struggling.
Yeah, the 4 car definitely struggling here. Pelican, like you said, 13th right now on the grid here with the number 77 right there of Ryan Strunk. Strunk has been trying to get around him too in the number 4 machine so far, but these guys pretty much staying single file. 77 gets a run, moves it down to the bottom. Ryan Strunk goes side by side with Pelican for the 13th spot.
Side by side for 13th, back up at the front. 2.2 seconds is Boyd Hogan's lead over Zach York. The battle for 13th has just wrapped up. Give it to the 77 of Ryan Strunk. And here comes the 11 car as well. Taylor Butcher Benjamin trying to take advantage. The 53 now looking low. My goodness, that is awfully frustrating when you're a driver. You're stuck up on the outside watching everyone just blow by you. Boyd Hogan now navigating through lap traffic. The 37 machine, the 96 both stay high up out of his way. The 96 touches the wall there, keeps it going straight. Boyd Hogan is a man on a mission, and he's in his own zip code.
Yeah, he's working his way to his own area code after that one here. In that number 2 machine, Boyd Hogan really setting a torrid pace here over Zach York. Zach York has cut into it, though, 1.933, but I believe that was lap traffic. Boyd just going to the inside, had to get out of his rhythm just a tad bit. So number 19 now counters that lap traffic. Zach York now down to the inside, still 2.033 behind. But before that, he was 2.5 behind.
Up at the front, the lead is getting slightly smaller. We're over a third of the way through this race right now. We can't expect to see green flag pit stops in the next 30 or 40 laps or so. That's got to be going on in the back of these guys' minds. When do I pit? What's the smart way to do it? Lap 69 right now, and Boyd Hogan has extended his lead once again, 2.135 seconds over Zach York. He is cruising and clicking off these laps.
Definitely cruising as Boyd Hogan, Zach York second, third is Spencer Tart now, all by his lonesome too. Last time by 23.300. It's kind of weird saying 23 seconds already. That's where they're at as the tires continue to wear down here. 3.833 back over your race leader is Spencer Tart. Larry Reed, he's 4.5 back, so he's 0.700 back of Spencer Tart. So these guys pretty much distancing themselves, almost like it's a type of social distancing right now, if you want to say for Will. These guys pretty much spread out.
If this is social distancing, then the healthiest man out here is Boyd Hogan, extending his lead once again, 2.4 seconds. But like you said, how quickly these tires fall off. They are about 2 seconds off their pace from qualifying in practice. That's absolutely unbelievable. Almost 2 seconds have been lost, and they just pitted, 25 laps ago. Tire fall off here is massive, so taking care of those tires is a big thing to do here. Larry Reed sitting back there in fourth. Looks like he's taking care of his tires. Someone that maybe not doing as good a job is Curtis Sawyer. He's got Tater Bowman now right behind him, gaining on him. Might have burnt his stuff up a little bit too early, and now Curtis Sawyer's struggling. He might lose 5th place in this next lap.
Yeah, that number 54 has been on a mission, Tater Bowman. Definitely doing a fantastic job. Probably saving his stuff here early on in the going. And to talk about tire fall off and all that jazz and different things, field strategies that are going on here at Dover. Do you actually want to go down and take 2 tires? Do you want to stay out longer? Do you want to short pit? These are all options that you're going to have here coming up here in a green flag pit stop. Short pitting may be beneficial for a little bit, but you could also be caught on the wrong end of that one too. So 2 tires, I don't know if it's the time to call for 2 tires as of right now, but these guys fighting it out, like I said, 3 seconds, almost 3 seconds, well, 2 seconds, we're going to say 2 seconds off of what they were running here at Dover International Speedway. Good battle still heating up there for the 5th and 6th spot there. Curtis Sawyer has it right now, but I tell you what, Tater Bowman's been fast each and every time, a little bit faster and a little bit faster than Curtis Sawyer.
There's only so long a driver can go sitting and staring at someone else's back bumper. Curtis Sawyer now with a great run on the 32 of Larry Reed could try and make something happen, but like I was saying, there's only so long that you can sit and stare at someone's back bumper when they keep throwing it down in front of you. Eventually you're going to say, all right, time for me to go and get around you. Tater Bowman could be reaching that point soon here, but he's sitting back in 6th place. Boyd Hogan still up in 1st, Zach York in 2nd, 2.63 seconds back. Spencer Tart sitting in 3rd, losing a little bit of ground to that 19, but solidly in 3rd place. He's got about 2 seconds to Larry Reed behind him now, who's got Curtis Sawyer breathing fire down his neck.
Yeah, Curtis Sawyer right now with that number 32, and look at the 54. They kind of fan out going down the front straightaway here. As now Sawyer going to drop to the inside of Reed, going to take over the 4th spot there. Is Curtis Sawyer. Tater Bowman also going to go right around him too. Tater having a little bit more difficulty there as the gap grows there for Curtis Sawyer for a little bit in car number 12. But just talking to David William Lamb, I can see him out there in the chat box there, Jeff. He's saying the place eats tires. If they stretch to 65 laps on a run, most of them will be getting a tire wear warning or blow tires. Never, he says, never, ever, ever take 2 tires there. You don't want to do that.
Absolutely right. I would never take 2 tires if it were me, but I don't know. Maybe that's why my win percentage is so low, as we discussed earlier. Curtis Sawyer now up to 4th. Tater Bowman sitting in 5th. Larry Reed falling back to 6th place. Maybe we'll see someone make that bold strategy call, but man, that would be a very, very bold move to make.
It may be a boy, one of those moves. When I gamble like that, of course, I was part of Team Crush out there. David knows all about Team Crush. So we would gamble like that, something like that. That's why I'm not an asphalt racer. I'll tell you that. That's why I'm not an asphalt racer. I can't race anything to do with concrete either, for that matter. I'm a dirt racer to heart, and definitely watching these guys do this is something that I am not very good at. And just I don't know a lot about the different terminology. I know I've seen people take 2 tires at Dover and win races at the track down in Dover, at the actual track, as this is the virtual track. So it's got to be somewhat similar as these tracks are.
Kind of, sort of. I wouldn't personally take 2 tires, and there's a lot of people here on iRacing that might think they're capable of taking 2 tires, but maybe not so much. I don't know. But Zach York is now nibbling into that lead. Boyd Hogan has 2.43 seconds right now. Could be due to lap traffic. We are 81 laps into this event, though, now on lap 82. We're working our way through it here awfully quickly. Now we've got these long green flag runs. Pit stops could be starting soon here, though, so we'll see what ends up happening. What will Boyd Hogan do? What's his strategy going to be?
Yeah, Boyd, we'll see what Boyd's going to be able to do. These guys have been running the officials. David William, also part of that team, too, is this guy, the setup man, is Boyd Hogan. So we'll see what's going to happen, what he's actually going to do. Obviously, probably going to take 4 tires. His teammate probably giving away that strategy a little bit, because they're running officials all the time, Jeff. And so I'm going to take the advice of those guys and say, hey, 4 tires, that's what they're going to take. I'm not sure if they're going to stretch out 65 laps, so I'm saying more 55 laps. I would come down in. I wouldn't want that tire wear warnings. I would short pit just a tad bit.
That is certainly one way to do it. We'll see what ends up happening here, though, with Boyd Hogan, what the that man is doing. He races for Bobby Earnhardt, actually. Bobby Earnhardt, that Earnhardt family, you know them if you know anything at all about racing and you haven't been living under a rock. Yeah, that Earnhardt family. Bobby Earnhardt, I believe he did a couple Xfinity races last year and started up a sim racing team. Boyd Hogan is a member of it. So certainly doing the Earnhardt team well here and showing everyone else here at the iRacingIflag Virtual Cup Series how this is done.
Definitely showing how it's done. And like you said, yep, teammate out there giving some strategies out, especially for the number 2 machine. Nice to have insights like that there, Jeff. These guys giving us some of the strategy calls that they're going to do. I'd like to know when they're probably going to come down pitting.
I think they've still got a little bit more in them. I've seen the number 65 laps thrown around, so that would put us at about lap 110 that they would pit. Man, that would be crazy, but I think they're going to pit a little bit sooner because the yellow is out.
No green flag. Pit stops. Our wish goes out the window there, Jeff. As we get a yellow flag here, as the Har Motorsports yellow flag coming out over the field.
Daniel Hollis was involved.
Daniel Hollis. But what happened actually to that number 53 machine, all silver number 53. And I think this was by himself.
Wait,
all by himself.
That was after the caution.
That was after the caution. So let's go look see who else caused this one here. There's got to be more to this story. Got to be.
I think Larry Reed might have been near it because he's lost a lot of positions. Oh, Larry Reed wasn't. Coming off of turn 2, just a slight touch by the 15.
Oh, yes.
Sends him around. He locks it down. Doesn't even really get into the wall at all. But the caution still comes out. Drives away from it. And the 15, or that wasn't the 15. We saw the other car go around there at the end.
Yeah, the number 53 machine. So we're under yellow flag once again here at the iRacingIflag Cup Series. We're going to pay some bills, and we're going to send it to the iRacingIflag commercial here on the Full Velocity Racing Network.
Well, it's midnight, them rival wound up
Back here for the IRacingIflag race here tonight. 200 laps at Dover. Thank you to IRacingIflag for sponsoring it. They are a fantastic group. Make sure to get your own. A little bit of something just happened here under caution, I think. The 19 car just hooked a right and hit the wall almost. And, oh, a little bit of drama behind. Uh-oh. That's not something you want to see.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, the 19 just turned right.
Hard right, huh?
Caused a checkup behind. I think the 15 got a little bit of damage. So the 19 of Zach York has been sent to the rear by race control. Now we are lined up for this restart 2x2. Put Penske to the front row.
Not sure. Like I said, I didn't get a chance to see it. That's unfortunate. The two, Boyd Hogan going to elect to start on the outside, restart again. Curtis Sawyer going to be in second there in that number 12 machine. He will be on the low side. Leader gets lane choice. He chooses the outside like he has every single time. See what Boyd's going to be able to do. No mistakes so far on some of the restarts. We'll see if Boyd able to do that again, a mistake-free restart, and to be able to pull in front of his teammate there, Curtis Sawyer. Spencer Tart running in that third spot. David Wright will be running fourth there in the Napa Auto Parts number 15.
David Wright has been awfully quick here throughout this race, but now he's got a little bit of rear end damage. Let's see if he's going to be able to work through that. 4 fresh tires for all of these drivers. Oh, the wheel came off the table for the number 19 to Zach York. So now Boyd Hogan takes the lead. He waits on this restart and waits and waits. Now he decides to go. A great jump for him. The 12 car goes down low. He slips into second with David Wright now slipping into third. That's a battle side-by-side for fourth.
A good side-by-side battle for fourth. The 10 gets all kinds of loose there. Spencer Tart on the bottom. Man, the cold tires. Oh, he goes.
Hold on. He held on to it. Wow.
I thought he was going to go around the number 10. The Spencer Tart there on the back straightaway. Good hands, good driving, good awareness for that number 10 machine.
That is not easy to do, is save one of these cars on cold tires, but he manages to pull it off. Put him back to 9th, though, with Larry Reed right behind him. The 77 gets a little bit loose. Ryan Strunk up the track, has to correct it, get off the gas. Now he's on the outside. The 10 car Spencer Tart goes low. So does Larry Reed, sliding down there on the bottom. Put them all up in position, but a big wreck. The 15 involved, the 36, the 51 goes around. Big wreck on the front off 4.
Man, the 15, a huge wreck for him. Going around. Watch what happened to Wright there. I seen somebody hook him. That's tough for David Wright there. And number 15 machine. We have a leaner, though, on the front straightaway. That's that number 15 machine. As he's up on the wall, the whole left side up on the wall there. The 15, as he was able to get back down there. As the 15 was already loose by himself, and he hard hooks it there to the 36 machine, and then everybody else piling in. The 15 definitely stuck in the wall, and that's what caused him to ride up the wall for a tad bit there. 15 David Wright, we got a leaner because his 2 wheels up off the ground.
Well, major props to anyone who can count the total number of cars involved in that wreck. A huge wreck right there. The big one strikes at Dover now. As we get this all sorted out, Boyd Hogan remains the leader with Curtis Sawyer in second. Daniel Quimby now to third. Tater Bowen in fourth. Spencer Tart now up to fifth with Larry Reed in sixth. But man, that's a big wreck.
Yeah, the number 9 was probably at fault for that. He came up the track and did definitely hit him just a tad bit. I didn't get a chance to see that portion of it, but Daniel Quigby, definitely the start of the problem there in the Union First number 9 machine.
We'll see what race control decides to assign there, but man, wow. 100 laps in just about. We're almost halfway through this race, and it's been an eventful one so far.
It's been a fantastic race. I mean, you've had some long runs, you've had some yellows, we've had the big wreck right there, a wreck that you normally don't see at Dover. But when you have a wreck like that, Jeff, and I've seen them a couple different times in real life, for that matter, at the track, it is hard, especially on one of those straightaways. There is not a lot of room, and that's why you see these cars pile in. Because there is absolutely no room. You get a couple of cars that's pretty much blocking the track. That's how narrow, especially the back straightaway, that's how narrow it is.
Absolutely. And when the front is banked as steep as it is, you're almost like the wheel offset is very far to the right here, the steering offset, so that you're not drifting down the track. So when somebody wrecks, they just slide down the front stretch, or when you hit the brakes there, the car just wants to spin around when you lock them up. It's very, very difficult to even check up for a wreck here. So that's what causes so many cars to get involved, like we just saw.
Just looking at some of Dover's track information here. Dover International Speedway, 1.02 miles. I don't know if we came up with the 0.02, but that's what it actually is. 4 turns, altitude 39 feet. Race distance here tonight is 204 miles, 200 laps. 79 degrees, track temp, wind speed at 12 miles per hour from the east. South Texas track information here, brought to you in part by South Texas Speedway. Definitely a great sponsor for us here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. But this track is so unique. Just watching these guys go around and watching. I know the marbles up on the top shelf of the Speedway, definitely way up where maybe Spencer Boyd's just kind of riding right now. Definitely, or Brad. I keep calling him Spencer Boyd. I don't know why I call it Boyd Hogan. And the number 2 machine was up on the top side, and definitely seeing where the marbles should lie as the rubber flies off of them. If they get up in there too, you'll see them impact the wall quite hard. Usually, if they get up too far up the top.
Absolutely, this is not necessarily a one groove racetrack, but it's a one groove racetrack. It's very, very difficult to work your way around on the outside, and we've seen it all night. When you get up out of shape and up to the outside line, you get sent quite far back. So we'll see what ends up happening. Daniel Quimby has been assigned an EOL penalty, but looks like he's not serving it. He's still up there near the front, and he's just been black flagged now by race control, but yeah, he is not serving that penalty. He's refusing to serve it, sitting there in 3rd place. I think we might see him forced to the garage.
Yeah, and he just ran into the side of the number 54 machine. Not sure what that was all about there. Quigby in that number 9 machine definitely has received the black flag here. We'll see if he's going to answer the call or going to stay out there and get himself disqualified. Don't know. You can see it was kind of cut and dry. The 9 did run up into him, so don't know what he has to argue about. But again, it's a racer thing. It's definitely you see what you see.
Well, we have thrown a delayed green right now, trying to get this situation sorted. I'm kind of surprised he's still in the event here. Surprised he wasn't booted out. He was refusing to go to the back. Now it looks like he's going to come down and serve his penalty, but he's been black flagged as well. So black flagged for 1 lap. So that's a very steep penalty here for refusing to serve the EOL penalty he was given.
Yeah, and that's something you don't want to do here, especially at Dover. Definitely going to be hard to get back here for the number 9, the Union First number 9 machine. You should have listened the first time when the official said so. So we're going to see. He's going to stay out there. He's got that black flag, so he's probably going to have to come down. And when we go green flag racing, not sure if that's the case or whatever, but we'll see.
Absolutely, that black flag has to be served under green. So maybe he'll duck in right at the start. Once the green flag comes out, you can make the dive pit road. But right now, he's starting all the way at the back. He's black flagged for 1 lap, but he's going to lose a whole lot more time than just 1 lap. He could go 2 or 3 laps down here.
Yep.
That's a very steep penalty.
Definitely is, but you should listen to race control when you first do it, though, Jeff. It's one of those lessons that's it's hard to learn sometimes through some of these drivers. Yeah, bullheaded. You're correct, Jack.
I guess his black flag has been cleared by race control now, so they have kissed and made up. Everything is all good now. Daniel Quimby does not have a black flag 1 lap penalty to serve. He's just going to be EOL'd.
That's so nice of the race officials, because I'm not like that. Yeah, it must have been Phil. Phil had to talk to him.
I guess so. Phil must have quite a way with words, because I've never seen somebody refuse to serve a penalty and then get their penalty reduced after that. That's very interesting. Boyd Hogan now back up front, a half second over Curtis Sawyer. He's more focused, though, on Spencer Tart sitting in 3rd. Curtis Sawyer has a big bumper full of that. Spencer Tart has that 54 Tater Bowman right on his back bumper, seeing if he can make something happen. Top 5 is rounded out by Mr. Larry Reed. He's got some rear end damage, but the caution is out. And oh boy, Quimby is involved, as well as the 96 of Jordan Brockle. Oh no, that's 2 wrecks caused by the 9 car.
Gonna see if that's who it was. It was, yep, the 9 trying to go stick it up top. He had no room there. Definitely had no room, and it got a little overzealous in the first number 9 machine. It looks like it's smoking now. And the 96, oh wow, not sure what the 96. I mean, the 96 is pissed. So he comes back down and gives them the courtesy tap into the front, and definitely one of those things that I don't think is called for, especially in iRacing. It's one of those things that I usually highlight. 96, that was pretty unnecessary. We know, just let the admins do their job, pretty much.
I guess, but I can understand his frustration 100% because he was running well, and that was just a frustration move by the 9 car. I think he was feeling wrong that he got penalized there, and sort of wrapped up the 96 in his anger there. He did not have the room to make that move. The 37 was to the inside of the 96. Yeah, completely unnecessary wreck caused by the 9 there. I don't know if we're going to see him here next week.
Yeah, not sure if we're going to see him next week. I guess we'll have to wait and see there, Jeff. Unless you have some word from the officials, yeah, he's gone out of the race, or was he ejected from the server? I'm not sure what went on there.
Very interesting happening here, just at the halfway mark. 102 laps down, coming to 103. Looking to go back green and finish this race under the green flag. Hopefully see some green flag pit stops. Like we mentioned, though, the 9 has been parked, disqualified, and removed from this race. We'll see if he's back next week, but that's not our call to make up here in the booth. We don't get to decide on it. We just get to speculate it and have fun doing that.
Yeah, we get to have fun, put the blame on drivers. It may not be their fault even, for that matter, but get to put the blame on the drivers, get to drive them nuts. You know, we live and breathe the drama and implications kind of ordeal. Is my good buddy David Chillhouse would always say, the drama and implications definitely one of those things that thrive at some of these races.
The inbox will blow up.
Yeah, the inbox blows up. We make calls, and I've actually had it. Well, that's not what the race broadcaster said. They said I wasn't at fault. It was all the other guy's fault. Well, you should have listened to the race announcers in that aspect of things. The admin makes the final call.
Absolutely right. The admins always have the final say. And right there, you learn the lesson from Daniel Quimby. Don't do that. Don't ever be that guy. Don't do what we just saw, folks. Don't try this at home.
Yeah, definitely don't try that at home. Just get out there, do your good, clean racing out there, kind of like Boyd is doing, Curtis and Spencer Tart, Larry, but Reed doing fantastic at that. I tell you, Corey Jordan doing a fantastic job in that number 48 machine too, the Ally number 48. Right now, running in the 5th spot. So a lot of different guys coming up through here. I haven't seen the FedEx car in a while either. That number 11, Taylor Butcher Benjamin. And the FedEx number 11. I haven't seen that car, but now I'm seeing it here inside the top 10.
He's worked his way up to 7th. A lot of rear end damage. It was further damaged earlier, but it looks like he got a lot of it repaired under caution. But right now, the 22 car as well. Chad, he started 15th, worked his way up to 6th. He was running top 3 for a while, but it's sort of fallen back to be a top 8 contenders where he sat most of the night. They're lined up double file here, though. The lights on the pace car are out. They're getting ready to go back green. I love 105.
Hey, get ready to go back to green. Just give a big shout out here to all the fans listening to Full Velocity Racing Network. And also now something new here. We don't have stars to the 21st. Facebook decided that they were going to remove our star aspect of the 21st because we did something wrong. They threw us in Facebook jail. There was nothing wrong. They were saying that we had a bot putting it all out to the fans out there, but no, there's no such thing. I know I'm pretty quick with my cell phone to share it to many groups and make sure we get out there. Well, Facebook don't agree with me, so they took our stars away until May 21st for everybody that wants to know where the stars are. But we do have something Facebook gave us, supporters here now. So you can hit the support button, and actually for $4.99 a month, you will get some percentage off apparel. We're going to work with some of our sponsors to get maybe percentages off for those guys and some giveaways going to be there, and some other great things coming. All for $4.99 a month here at Full Velocity Racing Network. So become a supporter of Full Velocity Racing Network as IRacingIflag green flag is out.
We just got confirmation that the 9 car has been removed from the league entirely, so his actions will not be tolerated. Right now, Boyd Hogan there up at the front, leading his teammate in the 12 car is Curtis Sawyer back there in second place. Boyd Hogan in first, though. Man, he's been quick all night. 106 laps into the books of 200. He's still looking very quick. The percentage of that is 53%.
50, what? What are you talking about? I missed that 53% thing. What percentage?
Yeah, what percent? We're 53% of the way through the race. Now we're 53.5% of the way through this race.
Oh, okay. I was sitting there going 53%. What the heck are you talking about? Kind of lost because I was still trying to figure out who the 9 was because I lost track of that, and he's been removed from the league. And you were talking so fast, I'm like, hold on a minute. Let me transition into my thought here. Maybe I just need a beer.
We're 53%, actually 54% now. That is the discount we are giving to any and all FVRN announcers on T-shirts in the merch store. I think that's what I heard. 54% off, and the other 46% is being paid by our lovely
Phil Lacasse.
Phil Lacasse, yeah.
Yeah. Phil pays for things free. It's rather interesting to see. We'll see. We'll take it out of his broadcasting fees, Jeff. We'll make sure that we get some T-shirts out to all the guys. Definitely, I really want nice collared shirts. What's that?
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, definitely collared shirts. Whatever broadcast, he's not going to have any fees. Oh yeah, that's right. He rather play than work. Yellow flag out.
Yellow flag is out. I believe that was the 53 machine. Daniel Hollis might have been involved. May not have been, actually, now that I'm looking at it. No, it was not him. It was another white car. My bad. It was the 11. Oh, no. We were talking about how well he was running. Taylor Butcher Benjamin has butchered the car. Now a lot of damage there to it, I believe. Oh, yeah. Just going there. A little bit of contact. He blinks out, catches the inside wall, gets it back rolling, but somebody's butchered his internet connection for that 11 of Taylor Butcher Benjamin.
Yeah, definitely. The mothership was calling him in, Jeff. The mothership was trying to grab up that number 11 of Taylor Butcher Benjamin and decided that they didn't want anything to do with him and blinked him into the wall. Said, hey, let's try to end your night.
Well, looks like he's in a bit of trouble, but he might be able to keep it working here. Boyd Hogan and the rest of the leaders come down pit road. It looks like the 54, Tater Bowman, decides to stay out. The 53 as well, Carl Dodson stays out. So a lot of varying strategy here. Staying out on old tires is a bit of a dangerous call, though. We saw earlier how much the tire fall off is here. It's quite steep, over 2 seconds in only 25 laps.
Yeah, definitely going to see what's going to happen here. And these guys want to see, obviously, Boyd Hogan coming out first here. The number 12 going to come out the second spot. The 32 is going to come out third. That'll be Larry Reed. I want to see these guys just take 2 tires and see how well Boyd Hogan may do. Maybe, if we could just say, hey, take 2 tires. I want to see if these other guys can actually catch you on 2 tires instead of them guys at 4. I think that would be rather interesting to see how he could handle that. No, he's not going to be able to do it because he wants to win. But it'd be interesting.
Certainly is going to be very, very interesting. Right now, you see, I believe that's Tater Bowman. Yep, he dips down pit road, but Carl Dodson decides to stay strong on his charge from 18th to 1st. He decides to stay out. He's going to stay out on old tires. Boyd Hogan will be second. Curtis Sawyer in third. Very interesting to see how much new tires will beat out the old tires, though.
That's going to be interesting. Guys talking back and forth in the chat box. Glad to see that. That very active down there. As, like I said, talking to David William Lamb, Dylan out there, Dakota out there. Say hello to those guys. I believe I even see John Jones out there giving us a lot of different things, different feedback. What's going on for race control side of things, that's pretty neat to know who's removed, who's been doing what, who's been the bad guys here tonight. Definitely got to see that. Is the dog going nuts over here again, watching the stream here.
What kind of dogs are they?
The Black Labs, I told you. Black Labs. Both of them.
Ah, they are both black labs. See, I have an English Springer Spaniel, and she hates me. She hates me quite a lot. She is afraid of men. There is one woman that lives in the house, and that is my mother. I'm down here with my parents because I came down here for spring break and then got an email saying, hey, don't come back to college. There's a global health pandemic. So I'm still down here with my parents and our dog. And the only person that's a female in this house is my mother, who does not like dogs all that much. So the dog, of course, immediately gravitated towards her, and it's quite funny.
Oh, I could only imagine. I could only imagine.
Yeah, she is not a big dog person, my mom. Did not want to get another dog, but here we are with this dog. And she does not go anywhere else. She literally will walk between everywhere my mother goes. She's sitting right behind her everywhere, and it annoys my mom quite a lot. So, anyways, that's my dog story.
Dog just got up and ate the cookies.
Oh no.
Yeah, David William Lamb. All you have to do is hit me. I think you even have me on Facebook still. Todd Stanton. You can hit me up on Facebook. You can hit up Full Velocity Racing Network, our page, and get a hold of us. I liked your comments so that way I could get back to you, even for that matter. So thank you for your interest out there. I see Gary Kenny out there. One of the guys I work with at the After Motorsports Park out there, joining us here for asphalt side of things here. Instead of the dirt side of things, Jeff, as we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing, number 14 now, leading the charge.
Carl Dodson gets the jump, but Boyd Hogan not far behind, looks to the bottom. He's got the room. Carl has to give it to him. Boyd was there, and he's gone like a bat out of hell. He gets around. That's going to open the door for the 12 to make the move next. Carl Dodson, I'm afraid, is going to drop like a rock in water. Right now, he's just going to plummet through the field on those old tires. Unless he can make something happen, he's got a chance. The tires aren't too much older, but Boyd Hogan flew right by. Here comes the 12 car. He's gaining a little bit. It's the 14, catches the apron, checks up a little bit to save the car. That's a very bold strategy to stay out on old tires. From 18th position he started all the way up to second now. He's moving.
Definitely trying something a little bit different is Carl Dodson in that number 14 machine, the 12 of Curtis Sawyer, running in that third spot. Larry Reed running in fourth in that number 32. So we'll see how long Carl can hold on with those older tires in front of Curtis Sawyer. But Boyd Hogan definitely starting to check out here, already up to .516 over Carl Dodson.
A dominant performance tonight by Boyd Hogan. Like you said, a half second already, and it's growing by the lap. But Carl Dodson, I'm impressed. I thought he was going to drop right through the field. The egg is on my face. It's right now. He's holding his own out there. I thought he was going to drop a lot quicker, but he's not. He's doing a fantastic job on those old tires. It was just how fast that Boyd Hogan went around, but I never realized. I didn't take into account just how fast Boyd Hogan's been all night. And right now, Carl Dodson's actually kind of pulling away from Curtis Sawyer just a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. It's weird to see that number 14 machine of Carl Dodson pull away there. With the older tires, that number 12 machine of Curtis Sawyer trying to track him down. And watching the chat box out there, seeing Daniel Quigley out there as they're messaging private messages, different stuff. I'm going to ask Daniel not to bring anything bad out into the chat box because that will get you quickly removed before you do so here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Don't bring out anything in here. We don't appreciate any of that stuff. So as long as you're being good, we're fine. Here's it looks like Carl Dodson getting a tad bit loose over there. Them older tires starting to wear even more. And number 12 has closed up the gap there on Dodson.
Just a car length back now, and all it takes is one tiny mistake to let that guy get right up to your bumper. Now, though, about 5 car lengths back. It seems like the 14 is quicker through the center of the corner, but that the 12 car of Curtis Sawyer is awfully quick as well. Larry Reed now up to 4th place around Chad Gunningsman, who's sitting in 5th. Spencer Tartan 6th. And how about Carson Bowers from 25th all the way to 7th right now, putting on a fantastic run in that 51 machine.
So you're saying you're looking at that 51 machine and putting on a great run. There is a Spencer Chart right there directly in front of him, and the number 10 machine. But the 51 working his way up to 54 to Taylor Bowman. Had a good run going there. It's lap 122 of 200, and Taylor Bowman now starting to get there. The run on that number 51 going to dive down to the bottom, the 54 of Taylor Bowman, and now takes over the 7th spot and sets sail for Spencer Chart at number 10.
Fantastic move right there. Dives it to the bottom and gets around, and he's going to make it work. But Boyd Hogan still pulling away, and Curtis Sawyer looks like he had a little bit of trouble. He's lost some ground to Carl Dodson now. 123 laps into this race. That's what, 124, 62% of the way through the race tonight so far. Boyd Hogan looking strong and leading most of these laps.
Yeah, Spencer, Boyd Hogan definitely doing a great number here. Why do I keep calling him Spencer? Spencer Boyd. What is Spencer Boyd? Is that a racer?
Yeah, he races in the truck series, and on iRacing, he's sponsored by Kick-Ass Beef Jerky.
You
they
want
also
to
have
know
a
what's
Wednesday
weird?
nightly.
You want to know what's weird? I
What, you don't watch?
I don't even know who Spencer Boyd is.
Yeah, he is a
I don't know where I
truck
heard
driver.
the name. Don't know where I heard the name. I don't. I don't watch NASCAR.
Even I know that name.
I'm a dirt racer, okay? I race dirt.
You're
Shame.
a wannabe
Shame.
dirt
I play
racer.
in the dirt. I play in the dirt. There's no asphalt tracks around me besides Watkins Glen, and I definitely don't like road courses.
You're a
Spencer
road
Boyd.
course ringer.
Yeah, the sand traps.
So, Spencer Boyd is 24 years old from Creve Coeur, Missouri. He drives in the Chevrolet Camping World Truck Series Racing Manufacturer team. He went to JMR High School, and actually now... Oh, yeah, he drives the number 20 for Young's Motorsports. There we go. His first win was at the 2019 Sugarland Shine 250 at Talladega. So now you know who Spencer Boyd is.
I feel that much more intelligent, Jeff. Thank you.
There you go. No problem at all.
Oh, I could do that with the dirt racers for you, Jeff. If you ever come and join a dirt racing announcing broadcast booth, I can tell you. I can tell you a lot about the dirt racing, the aspects of different things, the different cars, everything.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Carl Dodson now all the way back
fall
to
back
fifth.
further.
Just incredibly tight right
7th
there.
now.
Man, all the way up to the wall. He's fallen back to 7th at the moment. Boyd Hogan has extended that lead to 2.7 seconds over Curtis Sawyer. He's putting on a show tonight, teaching these boys how it's done. 130 laps into this event, 71 to go. Boyd Hogan is the man to beat.
Yeah, Boyd Hogan, not Spencer Boyd, Boyd Hogan, but maybe Boyd could go into and drive one of those trucks too, as good as he's doing here tonight. I tell you, wheeling that number 2 machine around. Curtis Sawyer running in the 2nd spot there in the number 12 machine. The other Penske car sitting in the 3rd spot, the number 22 machine. Larry Reed running in that 4th spot. Spencer Chart running 5th there. The 54 of Taylor Bowman has definitely reeled in that number 10 machine. We'll see if he's going to be able to make a pass. As these guys pretty much single file, but I tell you, a whale of a run by Taylor Bowman. Right up to the rear bumper of the number 10. He dives low. I don't think he's going to be able to do it this time. But look for that 54 of Taylor Bowman to get around Spencer Chart in the next couple laps.
Absolutely right here. And if these guys stay green, I've just finished up doing the math. It's roughly 3 laps per minute, and every 10 laps add on an extra minute. Every 30 laps add on an extra minute. Just over 70 laps to go now, so it's looking like that would be, 24 minutes of racing left in this for all you road course people that do everything by the number, the clock up at the top. Think of it at about 24 minutes left in this event if it stays green. 133 laps in the books, though, of 200 for the IRacingIflag event here tonight at Dover. Thank you to all of our sponsors, IRacingIflag included. If you don't have yourself a digital pit box or an IRacingIflag, you are just missing out, and you will start finishing better and performing better by having more data-giving equipment there. It just helps out so much. I can personally attest to it. I've got my own IRacingIflag and digital pit box. Fantastic. Absolutely love them. You plug them in and you click start, and that's it. It's very easy, very, very easy to set up. So right now, I bet Boyd Hogan maybe he's running one because now he's got a 4.2 second advantage over second place Curtis Sawyer. Right now, though, Team Penske lined up 1, 2, 3. The 2, the 12, and the 22 have all found their spots on the podium.
Yeah, they might be running one. We're going to have to ask that in Victory Lane if that's where they're going to end it here at the podium. Is Gary Kinney out there telling me, tell you about some good four-cylinder racing there, Jeff. Front-wheel drive four-cylinder when I raced with him out there. It's fantastic on the dirt side of things. So one of these times I'll sit down and talk about how he was bump drafting me on a dirt track.
Bump drafting on a dirt
Yes.
track. That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out, though.
Oh, it played out good. He got inside my head and got around me after a couple laps because he was a veteran and I was kind of a rookie back then, and he was letting me have it. He said he was trying to push me to a win. I think that was a farce. I think he was just trying to tell me, hey, get out of my way. I'll push you for a couple laps. Going to have a little bit of fun with you, then I'm going to just discard of you.
Well, I have not done too much dirt racing on iRacing or in real life. Never done any dirt racing or been to a dirt race in real life. I'm just terrible
just
on
like,
iRacing, though.
Well, it's its own little venue. I'm not that great at iRacing at it myself, but it's definitely one of those things. You got to have a lot of practice. It's like asphalt. You got to have a lot of practice. You got to have laps. You got to turn laps. You got to get the setups right. It's definitely one of those things that you got to spend time. And if you're an asphalt guy, you've been with the Whelen Modifieds and doing a lot of that stuff. You learn quite a bit. We've had some guys transition from the Whelen Modifieds into the dirt on our side of things. Rusty Smith, one of the guys that up here in the Northeast, he's actually in the dirt big block modified now. He raced the Whelen Modified Tour and different things, the ROC Modified Tour too, all over the place.
Huh. Very interesting. Good to know. For anyone that's watching us and not the Saturday Night Thunder, we greatly appreciate all 136 of you on Facebook, however many over on Twitch, and 16 there on YouTube. If you missed that race, the Saturday Night Thunder, it was won by, actually, he's a personal friend of mine, Anthony Alfredo. He managed to come home with the win there, so congratulations to him. But thank you all for tuning into this event here tonight. 141 laps so far in the books of 270.5% of the way through this race. Boyd Hogan still leading the way, still extending that lead. Actually, that last lap, he was 3/10 quicker than second place. He is just on rails at this point, Boyd Hogan is. Nobody can touch him. He's
making his teammates just look look at him and say, man, why do I have his setup? Curtis Sawyer right now running in the second spot there, 5.966, almost 6 seconds behind Boyd Hogan in that number 2 machine. That's a lot. A ton.
That is quite a lot here at Dover. That's a little under a third of a lap here. That's amazing. Hard to think about. Right now, Boyd Hogan is entering turn 3 as Curtis Sawyer is exiting turn 2. He's got an entire straightaway over second place. At this rate, I'll do the math here in a second, but I'm wondering if he's going to be able to lap the field. The quick math off the top of my head says yes, he should be able to lap them easily. If he keeps up this pace, that is.
Yeah, but how long is he going to want to try to keep up this pace? Coming up on lap 145, almost to 150, almost 3/4 the way through. Does he want to keep up the pace, or is he actually at his good pace right now? Sitting there saving tires, just doing what he needs to do. Putting that number 48 now down a lap. The ally number 48 of I think that's Cody Jordan in that number 48 machine, putting him a lap down. That's 11th place. So we only have 10 cars left on the lead lap.
10 cars on the lead lap, make that 9 cars coming up shortly here. Or I'm sorry, 11 on the lead lap according to timing and scoring, and now it's down to 10. Sorry about that. I doubted you, and I never should have. Ryan Strunk is the next card, slated to go 1 lap down. I was all messed up on timing and scoring. But Boyd Hogan not too far behind. Boyd entering turn 3 now, about to exit turn 4 in a second here. Now exiting turn 4. Ryan Strunk is halfway down the front stretch when I say that. Yeah, Boyd Hogan is closing the gap very quickly to put 1 more car lap down. 6.5 seconds over second place.
Yeah, the Strunk PC, number 77 machine, Ryan Strunk, running into the 10th spot there. Directly in front of him is that number 88, who is a couple laps down. Number 88 is actually James Love. He's actually more than a couple laps down. He's 41 laps down. And the number 88 machine just trenching away there. So 77 going to get around him. give himself a little bit more breathing room before the number 2 of Boyd Hogan gets to him there. But Boyd putting on a torrid pace, almost 7 seconds now for that number 2, the butt kicker, number 2 machine.
Yeah, the butt kicker is quite the accurate name there. You could use that to describe Boyd Hogan. Right now, though, 6.7 seconds ahead of the field. A 23.197 for Boyd last lap, a 23.205 for his teammate. Looks like Boyd has slowed up the pace a little bit, not pushing it too hard. He's also working his way through lap traffic. Doesn't need to push it too hard. He's got plenty of a lead. We're going to see at least one more pit stop, though. Final pit stop should be coming up soon here.
Yeah, final pit stop should be coming up, and hopefully we see that under green flag conditions. That would be our first green flag pit stop, and hopefully no yellow flag come out. No announcer's curse there. Don't want to jinx this one, but we want to see a green flag pit stop here in the Cup Series. The National Series, let's see it in the Cup Series. Come on, folks, let's see it.
Let's see it indeed, but right now we are seeing Boyd Hogan put on a dominant performance. Up ahead of him is the 18, a lap car. That's Tim Williams. One more car to go a lap down here is going to be Ryan Strunk. He's stuck behind the 51, battling for position. Larry Reed dives off track. Was that a pit stop or was that? No, he just got loose. The 51 got loose as well. Looks like off of turn 4, there might be quite a bit of trouble there for these drivers. That looks like the slickest part of the track is right off turn 4.
Yeah, and Reed going down the lap now. He is now leaving 9 cars left. A
what
yellow
did you
flag.
do?
See, the announcer's curse. Announcer's curse strikes me again. I should just shut up. That's it.
How could you do this to us? There are so many wrecked cars right now. My goodness.
Oh, when I bring the thunder, I bring the thunder. And the lightning, too.
Wow, yeah. Taking a look back at it, the 96 hits the wall off of turn 4. Just lost that grip there. We saw how hard it was. Oh, he catches second
12.
place of Curtis Sawyer, and the 22 gets wrapped up as well. The 54, so 3 of the top 4 all get wrapped up. The 52 just drives right in. There goes the 53. Brakes are for losers, I guess, here. And man, because there were at least 3 cars there that got wrapped up in that caution that did not need to get wrapped up in it.
No, I don't think they hit on the binders enough. I just think that, I could just drive through this. We'll be fine. Smoke and everything, Days of Thunder analogy. Just let's drive through it. We'll come out on the other side of the smoke fine.
Yeah, let's see. The field's frozen because the caution flag is out. I don't need to slow down. I'm not going to lose any spots. Might as well just drive on through, says everybody there. And they get wrapped up in it. The 53 pushes himself between his teammate and the wall just to avoid getting on the brakes. And man, oh man, that wreck was bigger than it needed to be as a result.
Yeah, all of them down on the pit road there. The leader included down there. 4 tires. The call, as Jack saying down here, was number 2 down and away. Man, tough break for the number 12, the 22, Team Penske cars, all but the 2. The 2 is still fine, running strong. The lap traffic gets the other 2 Penske cars that were running inside the top 4.
I don't like ever saying that this race is somebody's race to lose, but man, right now this is Boyd Hogan's race to lose. I guess race control might have been listening into our broadcast because the 52 and the 96 have both been removed from this race. They've been disqualified as far as this race is concerned. I'm not sure about their permanent standing in the league, but they've been disqualified for this event. I think the 96 because that was his second incident from hitting the wall, and the 52 because he just sort of never hit the brakes.
Yeah, he just drove through that one. So, yeah, the 96, we see him out there. That's the second incident he's done for the evening. Just done for the evening. Not done from the league. He's just done from the evening. So, we know that came out from race control there. I think John Jones down there telling us that. So, it's definitely not something you want to do is to drive through the wreck like that. It's against their rules, it seems like. And the admin's doing a fantastic job at trying to keep these guys at bay here. A lot of yellow flags here tonight compared to the National Series. But these guys getting used to each other. And, of course, Boyd has been just putting on a clinic here tonight. I guess he's maybe should open up his own driving school next there, Jeff, because maybe we could all learn something from Boyd.
Yeah, I guess so. He's doing something right here. Someone else that's doing something right, Ryan Strunk. He's worked his way up from 22nd all the way up to 2nd right now in that 77 machine. I took a look over, and he has 3 spotters working for him right now. So I guess the more spotters you have, the closer you can run with
Wow.
Boyd Hogan. Yeah, 3 spotters for the 77 machine.
How'd you find that information?
That is over on the entries tab on iRacing. You click there, you click over to 77, and you see 3 more names pop up, and you say, why in the world would he need 3 spotters? 1 from Georgia, 1 from the northwest part of the United States, and 1 from Michigan. So I think that's his brother there from Michigan, Nathan Strunk, or a relative of some sort. So maybe some family hype there in the chat for the 77. Boyd Hogan, though, in first place. He's been leading most of this race. Right now, lap 156. Hogan wants the outside on this restart. He's going to take it by force. A little bit of arm twisting there to get up to the outside for this restart. He's controlled the race his entire night. Let's see what he's able to do. That was the last pit stop that they needed to make. They can make it on fuel from this point now. Just another 45 laps, 44 at the line until the checkered flag comes out.
We'll see if the butt kicker number 2 machine of Boyd Hogan going to continue on his dominating ways here. Ryan Strunk first 2 right now. He's down on the bottom there. Got a little bit of damage on the 77 machine. Then you got Carson Bowers and that number 51 to 21. Haven't talked anything about Justin Carey. Carey right now running in 4th there. Nice looking pace scheme on that one. That kind of stands out there. As the IRacingIflag green flag comes out and Boyd Hogan hammers it down, and man, what great restarts does that number 2 machine of Boyd Hogan get. This time over the 77 to Ryan Strunk. Good battle going on for the 3rd spot there. 51 and Carson Bowers has it. Going to drop down the track though and slam the door shut on Justin Carey, that number 21.
Slams that door shut, and right now, though, up in front, you see Boyd Hogan pulling away. In 2nd place is Ryan Strunk, who's battling with the 51. Justin Carey as well looking to take advantage, but here comes Larry Reed down to the inside. You take a look at some of these names at the front, though. Ryan Strunk started in 22nd. Carson Bowers started in 25th. Justin Carey started in 26th for this event of 29 cars. Absolutely unbelievable runs through the field. Don't forget about Larry Reed, though. He's worked his way up through the field right now. He's had a rough night. Now all the way up to 3rd. He's trying to gain ground on the 51. Maybe he'll have something to say to Boyd Hogan, but Boyd right now has a 2.5 over 2nd place with 42 laps to go in this event.
Yeah, Carson Bowers doing a great job in that 51 machine, like you said, and working his way up through. Larry Reed running in that 3rd spot, definitely starting to track down Bowers in the number 51 machine. The other Penske number 22 machine making his way back up through too. He's now inside the top 5. Not a lot of damage to that car. He did nose it into the driver in front of him, but definitely not a lot of damage. Should be able to compete here still as he closes in on the 21 of Justin Carey. But meanwhile, it is Boyd Hogan just putting out that blistering pace once again over Carson Bowers running for 2. Larry Reed starting to knock on the door for that 2nd spot.
That's the battle on track right now for that 2nd position. Larry Reed is right behind, just a car length off of the 51, doing everything he can, but just not enough to get there at the moment. 40 laps to go in this race. Boyd Hogan is checked out on the field, though. About 2 seconds over 2nd place, and when they start battling, Larry Reed and Carson Bowers, he's just going to pull away a little bit more and more.
Yeah, and that's what's going to happen here. I can see it coming here. The 32 closed the gap here. Not even a car length can fit in between that and the 32. Now dives to the bottom. Larry Reed with Bowers now drifting to the high side. He says, oh, you're a little bit faster. I'll let you go here. Still got 38 laps left remaining here. 37 at the line here as they're getting ready to come up at the line here with the 32 machine of Larry Reed now to 2nd. We'll see what he can do with Boyd Hogan as Larry has some damage to the rear end of that number 32 machine.
A little bit of rear end damage from earlier in the race. He actually got that in an incident under caution. So seeing now what he can do, 2.5 seconds to Boyd Hogan ahead. It's almost at the point, actually 2.2 seconds. So 21.831 for Larry Reed, a 22.064 for Boyd Hogan. Let's see what he's got here, if he's got anything to say in the next 36 laps once they get to the line.
It's definitely going to be interesting to see what they're going to have. See if maybe Boyd is just probably saving his stuff there. And the number 2 machine is the 32 trying to probably blister himself up there, 2.216, now down to 2.150. Larry Reed is definitely reeling in Boyd Hogan, but is Boyd saving his tires here on lap 165 still?
That is something that only Boyd Hogan knows, because he could be saving his stuff, or Larry Reed is just putting the pedal to the metal, giving it everything he's got, just have a chance at that 2 car. We'll have to see. Larry Reed is gaining a little bit, but not nearly enough there to really make it worthwhile over the long run. He's got a lot of work to do to eat up that 2-second gap that Boyd Hogan has.
Just seeing what Boyd Hogan has is Larry Reed still running a solid second to Carson Bowers, running in that 3rd spot to Chad, running in a 4th there in that number 22. And then 21 of Justin Carey now drops back to the 5th spot. Spencer Tarr, who had a good run here going inside the top 5, just out of the top 5 right now, running in that 6th spot. Ryan Strunk, and then number 77 machine, a solid 7th spot. 8th is Carl Dodson, and then number 14 machine. Then you have 9th, Zach York. York was put to the back, and then Cody Jordan running in that 10th spot. And then number 48 machine is, you were saying the 14 there, Jack. It was talking about he got a tad bit loose or out of shape there. Carl Dodson definitely had a handful of steering wheel.
Managed to make it work, though. Everyone keeps their cars going straight. Larry Reed now in 2nd place. Not everyone manages to keep their car straight. Oh, no. Looking like the 10 car might have been involved there. Rewinding. Uh-oh. Get the selfie sticks. Coming off turn 4. Hits the wall all by his lonesome. Gets down to the inside. Is perpendicular to the track, excuse me. And then goes all the way down to the bottom, way off pace.
All by
Caution
his selfie.
is out.
Yeah, all by his selfie. The selfie stick is out, and hopefully everybody can echo it. We'll let Jack and everybody echo that one. Is Phil now nowhere's to be found?
Hey!
Hey!
There's Jeff.
Hey.
And Jeff. And hey! We're doing our best rendition of Phil here on the network, but definitely that's one of Phil's sayings here. But all by his selfie, not the way he wants to get the coverage. I want to thank Spencer Tart around in a knot.
He goes around. I shot a message over to Phil earlier. If he can do Todd's "Who's It Gonna Be," then Todd, you can do the "Hey." That's what I have gotten word from Phil.
Well, he's got to really try the "Who's It Gonna Be." I haven't seen A+ effort out of the "Who's It Gonna Be" from him yet.
Ooh, those are fighting words
Oh,
right there.
yeah.
Those are truly fighting words.
You're only going to get like a C+ out of Bill or Phil doing that.
Yeah. He can't bring the octave like I can with that.
He can't hold it oxygen that long. He has to breathe.
He does. Where I get all lightheaded, Jeff, after I do it, so I know I've done it right. So if I'm not lightheaded, I didn't hit the high note as much as I should have.
Well, right now the leaders are exiting pit road. Boyd Hogan is off and away. 4 fresh tires for him. He knows he's got this race in the bag, and with 30 laps to go at the moment, might as well come down and get fresh tires, right?
Hey, might as well come down and get those fresh tires and hopefully finish off the race under green flag conditions. And Zach York, though, didn't come down. Zach York's still out there in that number 19 machine. Maybe he made his last pit stop. Nope, he's going to come down now. Definitely going to come down now. Yeah, in front of him, smash in a little bit. Subcompact car. It's a compact car.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's some parking spaces that are just for those compact cars. Maybe he wants to park there. Who knows? Environmentally friendly. There you go, right there. Boyd Hogan, though, still scored as your leader.
One of those electric cars. Plug it back in.
You know what? Honestly, I am fully convinced that by 2030, there's going to be an electric series in NASCAR. It's going to be called, write it down. Everyone, all 133 of you on the Facebook chat, 15 over on YouTube, however many over on Twitch, write this down. Jeff McConey is saying that by the year 2030, there's going to be an electric car racing field called NASCAR Electric. It's going to be called NASCAR, NASCARE. And it's going to be electric cars. I'm calling it now by the year 2030.
So NASCAR, is that because they care about the great green environment?
It's because the name works. NASCAR Electric is going to be NASCAR. I'm calling it now.
Yeah, well, it does work. It does work because it's carried. It is. There was an electric car versus maybe a gas-powered car. Well, I'll write that down. We'll see in 2030. That'll make me. No, that wouldn't make you dead. I don't think that'd make you dead. 2020 right now. That's 10 years down the road. Well, yeah, you're right. You never know with everything going around. Different things going around. You could be ate by a coyote the next day. So it doesn't really matter. Or a wolf or a bear. Or go swim with the fishies, down. You mess with the wrong people, you go swim with the fishies. Yeah.
You can go buy some concrete shoes in New Jersey or something.
Yeah. You don't want to go swim with the fishes.
Absolutely not. Man, how did we get onto this topic? Actually, you know what's interesting is Formula E, Formula Electric. Now, as I understand it, I've never watched one of those races, but as I understand it, instead of swapping out the batteries in those cars, they swap out cars. They get out of one car and get into another and continue the race. I don't know if that's true, but I heard that once, and it just seems a little crazy to me. So somebody fact check that over in the chat. Is that true that they just jump out of one car and get into another Formula E?
There is a Formula E?
There's a Formula E. It came out a couple years ago.
Where have I been?
That'd be a lot faster than changing batteries, though. I mean,
it would, yeah. So I don't know. I'm not quite sure, but I am sure that Boyd Hogan just got a fantastic restart and is out front right now by quite a few car lengths. Right now, his teammate in the 22, Chad Gunningsman, we saw him get involved in an earlier wreck. He's now slid into second. The 51 of Carson Boyer's in third. Ryan Strunk slides in front of the 14 into fourth. And that was a close call there in front of Carl Dodson. Justin Carey back in sixth. Larry Reed in seventh. Look for him to make something happen. Cody Jordan in eighth. Zach York back on the lead lap in ninth. He's the last car on the lead lap because Boyd Hogan has lapped every other car. Of the 29 that started the race, there's 9 on the lead lap.
And Spencer Tart in 10th in that car number 10, 4 laps down. So Spencer Tart definitely after the wreck that he was involved in, still down on pit road. So these guys still racing around here with Boyd Hogan, your race leader, and he's already out to a 1.183 second, 1.233 second now advantage over that number 22.
They absolutely are. I'm doing my research now on that Formula E thing I mentioned earlier. They did have to swap cars mid-race, but they stopped doing that in 2018. There's an article here from jalopnik.com. Formula E won't have to swap cars mid-race next season from March 31st, 2018. Apparently, the series was started, though, in 2013. But, yeah, they would jump out of the car and get into another one. So, the more you know, but they no longer have to do that.
Oh, so they failed.
No, I think it's just a longer battery, a bigger battery. And now we've got more time to talk about it as we are under caution once again. The 21 car has gone around, nosed it into the wall. Was it all by himself? Yep. Break out the selfie stick. He just got loose and then tried to correct it, and it didn't go so well for him. Noses it to the inside wall near the start-finish line, comes to a full stop, backs it up, goes forward, hits the wall, backs it up.
You ready, Jeff?
And yeah, I'm ready. And then he backs it into the wall again. Oh my goodness. So do we have to give him 3 hays for that one?
No, just
he hit
one.
The wall 3 times. 1. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Hey!
There we go. The selfie stick is out for the 21 car. Yeah, he hit the wall 3 times there, unfortunately. So let's talk more about Formula E, I guess, now that we have another caution with just about 20 laps to go.
Yeah, nothing to do better than Formula E, and
So they have a real big battery, or what do they do now?
a really small battery.
No, an increase of battery capacity means that
Energizer
drivers are
Bunny?
no longer. I'm sorry, say that again?
The Energizer Bunny or something?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but quoting this Jalopnik article, an increase of battery capacity means that drivers are no longer going to have to leap from one car to another mid-race. That's a huge step towards legitimizing both electric cars and Formula E as a whole.
So Formula E is still around.
Oh yeah, it's still around. Oh no,
they just switch cars.
Right, they're actually pretty cool looking cars. So if you guys, I'm gonna link this article over to the Facebook chat. I think I have to go find it on my other computer. Yeah, I use 2 computers to broadcast, and I was looking it up on the wrong one. So now I need to go over to this other one here, and I'll post that article for anyone that wants to read it.
It looked pretty neat. It definitely looked pretty neat as I looked it up on one of my computers. Yeah, I could imagine electric GT championship. So they got GT cars that are electric too. Imagine that. Debut of e-karting testing too.
They're coming out with electric MotoGP bikes too, I believe.
Guess we're going green. Green as a nation, I should say.
There you go. We're going green in just a couple laps, and we're going green as a whole. NASCAR coming in 2030, by 2030.
They got electric cars, which we already know. 20 laps to go. Yep, 20 to go here. So lights still on, though. Top of the iRacing.com. Ford Mustang pace car. So we're watching some of these drivers come through. Like I said, one driver I wanted to hit on here, Carl Dotson. Remember he stayed out on old tires? That was pretty beneficial to him, I think. Look at where he's running, 4th.
He absolutely is running in 4th. Just ahead of him is Carson Boyers in 3rd, having a great run. Started all the way back in 25th, now up to 3rd. Some other people with some great runs to the field. 15th to 2nd, Chad Gunnigsman in that number 22 car. 18th to 4th, Carl Dodson, like you said. Cody Jordan, 12th to 7th. 22nd to 8th, Ryan Strunk and Justin Carey, 26th all the way to 9th. So some great runs through the field here. It's been a war of attrition here for these guys, starting from the back and working their way to the front. Great work by all of them.
Yeah, definitely good work to the drivers that made it up through here. War of attrition here for these drivers. Just trying to look as Curtis Sawyer at that number 12 machine. Still on pit road. It's been a lengthy pit stop for him. It looks to be 20.323. So he's really been on pit road for 20 minutes? Wow.
No.
It says 20.
Really?
Yeah.
Which car is this?
Number 12. Says he's been on pit road for 20 minutes and he's still getting repaired.
The 12 car?
Yeah.
Oh. It's listed as number 30 in timing and scoring.
Yeah.
I can see that because he's 30 laps down. Yeah, since that last wreck, he's been on pit road. Yes.
I didn't think it was quite 20 minutes.
It's been a long race. This is hour 2 of the broadcast.
Yeah, well, I didn't realize that. Another lengthy broadcast here for asphalt. This is way better than Talladega, though. We've had a grand old time. I actually like Dover better than I do Talladega right now. As the green flag comes out, the IRacingIflag green flag back out over the speedway, and man, that too, I just can't get enough of him. Boyd Hogan has a fantastic start each and every time. The buck kicker number 2 machine out to a whale of a lead already of 0.533 just off the start of a race.
Absolutely phenomenal lead for him. Butt kicker could be just his nickname. We don't know, but it's plastered across that left rear quarter panel.
You never had a butt
himself. Well, oh no, I've heard of that. Absolutely, I have. But I'm saying that's a pretty good nickname for him tonight, as he has been dominating this field, showing everyone how it's done. Carson is apparently the youngest in the field today, though. Carson is back in the 51 machine, seeing what he can do. He's sitting in 4th place. Let's see what he's got here in the last 17 laps of this race, coming to 16 to go now.
Yeah, 16 laps to go here for Boyd Hogan, who has led 179 laps so far. So if he leads the rest of the laps here for the rest of the way, that should put him at 195. Yeah, 195. 195 laps led. That's dominating here. We're on lap 185 this time around here of 215 laps remain for Boyd Hogan.
Man, he's certainly got this win in the bag, it seems like, unless something goes horribly wrong. But 195 laps is what he's looking to lead at the end of this. Absolutely phenomenal run here tonight for that number 2 car. great work in the battle right now for second has gone in favor of the 22 machine. He's gotten around and is now sitting in second. Larry Reed in third. Carl Dodson now slips back to fourth. Carson Bowers in fifth. Larry Reed, though, he's got something to say. He's right up to that back bumper of the 22. He's quicker on exit. He dives it down to the bottom, looks low, gets that inside line, and easily gets around the 22. Seeing what he's got for the leader, Boyd Hogan, maybe a late race run.
Yeah, we'll see what he's going to be able to do there in car number 32. 1.899 back. We'll see if he's going to be able to cut into that Larry Reed. And car number 32 has been fast all evening, and he's had his ups and downs, his share of ups and downs here tonight. A wreck early on in the going to the back. He's been shifted through a couple different times, and now running second here when it matters the most. You're coming up on 12 laps remaining for car number 32, running in that second spot to try to track down the number 2 of Boyd Hogan.
We've just gotten confirmation from race control that the 96, due to those earlier incidents, has been removed from the league, so there's that update as well. Larry Reed is not gaining ground on Boyd Hogan. Boyd Hogan is pulling away. 21.739 last lap, 21.778 for Larry Reed. Boyd Hogan is putting down quite a quick pace. He's got 2 seconds over second place Larry Reed with just 11 laps to go, coming to 10 to go at the line.
At a 96, if you would have thought about that a little bit ago there, Jeff, talked about how he hit the number 9 after the yellow flag came out when those two made contact, and 96 now serving out of the league here. So hot heads never prevail.
They certainly do not. Admins always get the final word. I've learned that it's not worth fighting over, and that's why I sit up in the booth and don't participate in league races much anymore. That's why I'm up here.
Yeah, definitely why I'm up. Why I'm up here, and even in official races, if you swear or cuss to somebody, Jeff, you get your chat muted. I've learned that the hard way by iRacing officials. If you swear and cuss to somebody and keep going with it, people turn you in, and then you get your chat muted, which is no fun either.
No, it certainly is not any fun at all. Very, very not good to do.
Nope, I didn't realize that. Should have read the rules.
Yeah, although there's some leagues that take it and are a lot stricter than others. There was one where I called somebody an idiot, and they were an admin, and they did not take kindly to it. I will stand and fight to this day that they were being an idiot, because I asked for an EOL, and they refused to give it to me. They had been talking on race control for 3 laps while I tried to cut in, but you can't talk over race control. So my car was destroyed. I needed an EOL, and I called it. I just said in text chat, "Hey, idiot, give me the EOL," and I instead got booted. So you have to be nice. You have to play by the rules, I've learned. And right now, though, Boyd Hogan is showing everyone how it's done. 6 laps to go in this race, coming to 5 to go at the line. Larry Reed is now 3 seconds back in second place, and Chad Gunningsman 5 seconds back. 5.5 is Carl Dodson. Cody in that 48 machine, 8.7 seconds back. Man, Boyd Hogan is really getting it done. There's a battle heating up for 6th place right now, with the 21 trying to get around the 51, but right now, Boyd Hogan showing them how it's done. 5 to go.
Yeah, 5 laps to go here. The number 2 machine, Boyd Hogan, just the own area code here tonight. Larry Reed not doing anything. 3.466 back, but a nice solid second place run here for him here on 4 laps remaining here. The number 22 running 3rd. Carl Dodson running in that 4th spot is now the 53 machine. I think the 53 machine actually a lap down there. So the 53 right now able to get around the 14, but new tires may be prevailing for that 53, but Dodson running in that 4th spot.
Back there in 4th place, Dodson sits. Boyd Hogan sits up at the front. 3 laps to go here until the win here tonight. 200 laps total. He's led, 195 of them coming to the end here?
Yeah, at the end, he'll have 195 laps left if he can continue on in his ways of 200. That's a fantastic percentage there, Jeff, to go along with all the percentages and stats we had on Boyd Hogan here tonight.
Absolutely right. Coming to the white flag, though. He's entering turn 3 right now, looking for that big white flag to take home the win. 1 lap to go here at Dover. There's going to be 9 cars that finish on the lead lap, but the first one to do so is going to be Boyd Hogan, it looks like.
Yeah, Boyd Hogan carrying it off here into 1 and 2, entering the back straightaway. The buck kicker, number 2. Boyd Hogan here from Team Penske. Going to drive her off, sail her off into turn to number 3, and off a turn to number 4, picking up the IRacingIflag Cup Series win. The number 2 of Boyd Hogan here at Dover International Speedway. Second, going to go to Larry Boyd, as now he's just crossed the finish line. Larry Reed, excuse me. Larry Boyd. Man,
Larry Reed. What is
I like
with
that
you
Boyd
and Boyd,
name tonight.
Spencer Boyd? I don't know,
I love
man.
the Boyd name tonight. So Boyd is it's all about Boyd. Maybe I'm going to sleep about Boyd tonight. Larry Reed going to finish up second. Third going to be Cunningham. Let's call Chad Boyd now. Let's call it Boyd Chad or something. I don't know, Jeff. Save me here.
Boyd Hogan comes home your winner. He's going to do some burnouts. Larry Reed brings it home in second place. Chad Goodigsman finishes in third after starting in 15th. Carl Dodson in fourth. Justin Carey finishes fifth. Ryan Strunk in sixth. Carson Boyer seventh. Cody Jordan in eighth. Zach York comes home in ninth. He's the last lead lap car in 10th. Daniel Hollas.
Yeah, we're supposed to make our way over somehow to Discord, and I don't know there, Jeff. I don't think you have the Discord. We'll see if we can get that to you. Maybe a little bit of a delay here. Do you have Discord?
I do have Discord. I'm not in this Discord, though.
I'm going to have to see if I can get the Discord even for that matter. I don't think I have this one. So we may be delayed just a little bit, folks, to get to the top 3, but we're going to take a brief pause for the cost here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. We'll make our way on down to BladeNote.com, Victory Lane, and interview our top 3 drivers here in just a few moments.
Welcome back here tonight at the conclusion of the IRacingIflag event here. 200 laps at Dover International Speedway. Boyd Hogan comes home your winner, but first we're going to talk to the top three. First up is Mr. Chad in that 22 machine. Looking to pull him up. There he is. Now, Chad, question number one. Pronounce your last name for us.
Ginnigsman.
Ginnigsman.
Yep,
Okay.
just like that.
I think I was butchering it all night, and I apologize in advance.
All
You
good, it
started-
happens.
You started in 15th, and you worked your way up to third. What was going through your mind, though, when you were involved in that wreck? You slammed your front end against a stopped car. What was going through your mind at that point?
Well, first I thought it was probably, I knew it was going to be probably heavy damage on the front, so I knew I was going to have to make some adjustments to take the tape off, but luckily, looking at kind of what happened at the first part of the race, I knew a lot of cars were in the same boat as me, so at that point I was just trying to minimize the damage and keep it clean for the rest of the race, and luckily it had enough speed where I could kind of keep everybody else who's kind of just as beat up as me at bay.
Well, it looks like it ended up working out for you, though. The car was all right. What did Boyd have there at the end? All the Penske guys, but what did Boyd have that really seemed to be lacking, I guess, from everyone else in the field, from someone else's perspective? I have to ask.
I think we could probably get off the corner a little bit more. I think definitely when we were getting onto the throttle off 2 and 4, we could catch up a little bit quicker. I think through the middle, we were probably a little bit slower, but I think between us three Penske cars and then Zach York and Larry Reed were pretty fast, and Tater Bowman and Carl Dodson were quick as well. But I think we just got off the corner a little bit better.
Absolutely. It certainly looked that way. Congratulations on that fantastic run from 15th all the way to 3rd. Who do you have to thank for getting you there?
Yeah, so I got to thank Boyd for helping me learn how to drive and help me getting some fast equipment to drive, and then thank Gary Sexton for making my paint and his dirty air media, and then as well as a Brucey and butt kicker, and all the guys at Legacy Sports who test with us.
Well, congratulations again on that 3rd place finish here tonight. Hopefully next week up in the booth, we'll get to talk to you again. Congratulations.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. That was 3rd place, Chad Ginnigsman. Let's go over to Larry Reed in the 32 machine. Larry, you had yourself a very solid night. It seemed like you were very quick on the short run. Was there something that you just couldn't get going on the long run?
Well, I think we messed up on the caution there one time. Got hit in the rear end and maybe hit the wall a couple times, kind of trying to stay smooth, and kind of tapped it a couple times. Maybe lost some speed that way.
Well, it looks like it worked out for you in the end, though. You started in 2nd, you finished in 2nd. What was the key over 200 laps here to continuously run well and make passes?
Biggest thing is just be able to stay patient and just respect other people out there and just be able to run smooth. And if somebody messed up, give them room and take it when you could, and just go when you can. I mean, that's what.
Patience was the key here tonight. Taking care of your tires as well was very important, I'm sure. Who do you have to thank for coming home with the 2nd place finish tonight?
I like to thank Boyd. He invited me over here. Jacob helped me set up everything. My home team is WP Racing and F5, so I got to thank them guys for the setup. It was good, and just drove smooth and come home.
Congratulations on that 2nd place finish here tonight. Driving smooth seemed to be your specialties. You came home in 2nd place. Hopefully, we'll see you up here in the booth again next week. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Finally, our winner, Todd. I'll let you talk to Boyd here. Quite a talented driver. Boyd, you and I have raced plenty of times in the past, but I'm going to let Todd talk to you here about that amazing win tonight.
Yeah. Down here. And BladeNote.com, Victory Lane for Boyd Hogan. I don't know a lot about asphalt. I'm a lonely old dirt announcer here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, coming on over here in the asphalt side of things, Boyd. But I know dominating when I see it, and dominating 195 laps of 200. Man, what a fantastic showing for you, man. What was so special about that car and the setup combination here?
Oh man, I I can't honestly say there was anything special about the car because I mean it's not where it needed to be, in my opinion at all. But I mean I love the track and we've been for the most part it felt like we were kind of off all week and I thought we were going to be struggling a lot more in the race than what we did. And I don't know by the end it was just kind of I got in the rhythm and track just kind of came to us, and the more it rubbered up, the better it felt, and it was just it was a good race, and the car was comfy, but there's definitely a little bit more speed there for sure.
Definitely a fantastic car there. Like you said, you probably could have had a little bit more speed, man, but you were able to dominate in this one. And what could you have done more? I mean, besides to pick up that speed to make that even more of a dominating win. I mean, the other laps that you didn't lead were under yellow flag conditions.
Yeah. Well, I'd say it was more so just center to exit. It was kind of it was really snug on throttle, and as the race went on, I kind of adapted to it, and we kept up on the track change and then freed it up. Basically every stop we were making changes to it, just trying to keep up with the track. And yeah, it was more so just we needed a little bit more coming up off, a little more forward bite, a little bit more rotation in the center, and it would have been there. But it's all good. We got one out of the way, and on to Martinsville next week. It's my favorite track, so that'll hopefully be a same run. Be happy with that.
All right, Boyd. Before I let you go, we see we did a lot of your statistician here, Jeff up here. Call him Jeffrey. Your statistician, I tell you, I know a lot more about you now. Since he went and looked up your iRacing stats, he knows that you really are good at the mile tracks and less too. So Martinsville, knowing that was coming up. But Boyd, before I let you go, I'll give you this microphone. You can thank her. We'd like to thank you tonight for this win.
Yes, sir. Well, first of all, Jeffrey, great to see you again. It's been a little while.
It really has. I have not seen you since Roadrunner, and then from then I won the preseason championship. I never got my Facebook post about it, and then I haven't run any leagues since then because I've moved over to announcing. So first and foremost, hello. Yeah.
Hello. I'll let the boys know. I've been focusing more on Road to Pro stuff, but I didn't know you're a statistician, so I appreciate that. Always loved hanging around you. So hope you're doing well. Hope the family's doing good. I want to thank Butt Kicker, Abruzzi, GTR Simulator, everybody at Bobby Dale Earnhardt's Legacy Esports. Can't do it without those guys. They're incredible. Everything Bobby Dale does for us. Curtis Sawyer. Dustin Hall, Eric Smith, Santi Torres, Rail Falla, everybody who helped out on this car throughout the week and throughout the past couple of weeks, getting it ready to go for the Coke race on Tuesday. And I mean, we missed it a little bit there, and we picked up some speed here. Dustin Johnson should get a lot of credit for that. He was working on the car throughout the week, so big thanks to them, big thanks to everybody there, and on to the next one.
On to the next one, indeed. Congratulations on that win here tonight. I imagine we're going to see you in victory lane quite a lot more this season after tonight's performance. Congratulations on it, and I can't wait to talk to you again, Boyd. Have a good one.
That's the plan, man. I also want to shout out my roommate Steve. I know Steve was watching. Heard you guys broadcast in the background. Sounds like you did a killer job as always. But thanks to you guys. Thanks to Jacob Chorba, everybody, the Fantasy Cup Series for putting this on.
Absolutely. Congratulations on that win tonight. Todd, we just finished up with 200 laps here, 2.5 hours later. What are your thoughts on that race?
I tell you there, Jeff, a little bit different than a 50-lap dirt race or even a 100-lap dirt race going through different constellations, different type of pacing going on. But that was a fantastic race. A little bit more yellows than I probably would like to see. I definitely like to see the green flag running. I wanted to see that key green flag pit stop, but I kind of ruined that for us with the black cloud from the announcer's curse that we always bring out there. But I think it was a good race. And I'm looking forward to Martinsville because actually Martinsville was one of my favorite tracks, and it's actually one of my only 2 or 3 wins on the iRacing asphalt side of things because, man, I used to win a lot there at New Hampshire, another track I really love too. But Martinsville, definitely one of my favorites.
Certainly is a fantastic track. But we have reached the point of the night where we wrap up this broadcast. 200 laps at Dover International Speedway. Thank you to all of our sponsors, IRacingIflag especially for sponsoring this league, the IRacingIflag Cup Series. It was a fantastic run out there tonight. Thank you to everyone associated with Full Velocity Racing Network. Everybody, on behalf of everyone here, have a good night.
She called